Chapter 1303. Qin Feng was poisoned. Qin Duo Air and Dongfang Qing Shui were at a loss of what to do. After they calmed down, they followed Dongfang Ming Wang's order and helped Qin Feng into the main residence. Without Yi Beishuan's support, the Yi family members were scared out of their wits. Dongfang Ming Wang was seriously injured, so he beat the Yi family members one by one and threw them out of the Dongfang garden. The Yi family suffered heavy losses from this provocation. Elder Yi Zhenxing and young master Yi Zhenlong were killed. Yi Beixian escaped with injuries. After beating the Yi family members, Dongfang Ming Wang rushed back to the main residence. He was still worried about Qin Feng's injuries. In Dongfang Qing Shui's boudoir, Qin Feng was lying on the fragrant bed. However, he couldn't enjoy it right now. His entire body was covered in a layer of ice, and he was like an ice sculpture. Dongfang Qing Shui and Qin Duo Air were so anxious that their foreheads were covered with sweat. The two women found many blankets and covered Qin Feng with them, but this method of warming him didn't work. The layer of ice seemed very special and didn't seem to melt at all. What's the situation? Is Qin Feng awake? Dongfang Ming Wang rushed in anxiously. The two women seemed to have found their savior. Dongfang Qing Shui quickly said, "Grandpa, please save Qin Feng. Why is his body frozen? He'll freeze to death if this goes on." As a disciple of the Azure Moon Temple, Dongfang Qing Shui had also reached stage 4 inner qi. However, she usually stayed in Flower City, so she didn't know much about the martial arts world. She didn't understand the situation at all. Qin Duo Air was even more confused. She had never practiced martial arts before. Dongfang Ming Wang sat on the bed and pressed his hand on the layer of ice. He tried to melt the layer of ice with his boundless inner qi, but it didn't work. Dongfang Ming Wang let out a sigh and withdrew his hand. This was within his expectations. Yi Beixian was a true qi realm expert, and the frost poison released by him could only be neutralized by a true qi realm expert. Dongfang Ming Wang was only at the peak of stage 9 inner qi, so it was impossible for him to melt this layer of ice. Dongfang Qing Shui and Qin Duo Air were watching anxiously. When Dongfang Ming Wang stopped, Qing Shui quickly asked, "Grandpa, how is Qin Feng? Why hasn't the ice on his body melted?" Dongfang Ming Wang shook his head and said, "I can't save Qin Feng. The sect that Yi Beixian belongs to should be one that mainly cultivates the frigid Yin technique and can produce frigid Qi attacks. Unless we can find an expert who cultivates the vigorous Yang technique to help him expel the cold. However, I know that the Blazing Sun sect focuses on the Blazing Sun technique. The Blazing Sun technique can make their disciples' bodies as hot as fire. However, even the sect leader of the Blazing Sun sect is only at the middle stage of stage 9 inner qi." Dongfang Ming Wang's words scared the two women to death. Does that mean Qin Feng is going to freeze to death? Qin Feng could hear the conversation between the three of them. He had not lost consciousness and was in a semi-conscious state. Qin Feng could feel the coldness in his body, and he could even control his body's movements. However, his entire body was covered in ice, and he couldn't move even if he wanted to. "Little pig, when will this broken ice melt?" Qin Feng communicated with the little pig telepathically. "Master, this is ice condensed from true qi. It can't be melted by itself unless it's melted by an external force." Qin Feng was depressed. He wondered if he would be frozen like this for the rest of his life. The little pig continued, "Master, you can use the destructive fire to slowly expel the cold poison in your body. As long as you can expel the frigid qi from your body, the ice on your body will melt by itself." Qin Feng immediately got busy. This ice was too cold. If it continued to freeze, his brain wouldn't be able to take it. "Grandpa, do you mean there's no other way? We can only watch Qin Feng freeze to death?" Dongfang Qing Shui looked anxious. She had pretended to be cold and emotionless in front of Qin Feng, but now that Qin Feng's life was in danger, she was more anxious than anyone else. Qin Duo Air's tears were already coming out. She had waited for big brother Qin Feng to come back to the provincial capital and take her shopping, but she encountered this kind of thing. She felt depressed just thinking about it. Dongfang Ming Wang's expression was solemn. He pondered for a moment, and suddenly his eyes lit up. There is a secret method, but I don't know if it will work. I haven't tried it either. The two women immediately became spirited. They asked in unison, "What secret method?" "It's using a person's body to melt it. This ice isn't an ordinary layer of ice. It's condensed by a true energy stage expert. True energy is a form of spiritual qi. A person's body can automatically absorb true energy. As long as the qi on the layer of ice is absorbed, the ice will naturally melt." No one knew where Dongfang Mingwang heard about this secret method. Qin Duo Air and Dongfang Qin Shui blushed after hearing it. "Grandpa, then why don't you try it for Qin Feng?" Dongfang Qin Shui looked at her grandpa awkwardly. Dongfang Mingwang was shocked. He said with a disgusted expression, "How could I take off my clothes and hug Qin Feng? I don't have that kind of hobby." Halfway through his sentence, Dongfang Mingwang suddenly looked at Qin Shui. His eyes flickered with a trace of a smile. "Qin Shui, why don't you try it? You and Qin Feng are engaged anyway. After you sacrifice yourself to save him, he can't go back on his word when he wakes up." Dongfang Mingwang's head was full of petty thoughts. Qin Feng was so angry that he wanted to curse, but he was frozen and couldn't move at all. Dongfang Qin Shui's face was already bright red. Qin Duo Air clutched her hands nervously. Her eyes darted back and forth. No one knew what she was thinking. "I can't. I don't want to take off my clothes and hug that bastard." Dongfang Qin Shui struggled in her heart. She couldn't let go of her young Miss Pride. Seeing that neither of the two methods worked, Qin Duo Air, who had been silent all this time, suddenly said, How about I do it?" Dongfang Qin Shui and Dongfang Mingwang were shocked. They yelled at the same time, "You do it? You're Qin Feng's cousin." Qin Duo Air's little face was bright red. She knew very well that Qin Feng wasn't a member of the Qin Manor and had no blood relations with her. However, Qin Duo Air couldn't tell anyone this secret. She pretended to be calm and said, "It's because I'm Big Brother Qin Feng's cousin that I have to do it. Only the three of us know about this. Just don't tell anyone else." Dongfang Mingwang slapped his forehead. He couldn't understand Qin Duo Air's thoughts. Dongfang Qin Shui struggled even more. She thought Qin Duo Air was forced to step forward. If she was willing to help Qin Feng, she wouldn't have put Qin Duo Air in such a difficult position, right? "Forget it. I'll just let that bastard off easy. Duo Air, you go out with my grandpa. I'll do it." After a while, Dongfang Qin Shui gritted her teeth. She was ready to go to the battlefield. Qin Duo Air was incomparably gloomy. It was rare for her to find a chance to be intimate with Qin Feng, but Big Sister Qin Shui wanted to fight with her? "Big Sister Qin Shui, you're not married yet. It's not suitable for you to do that kind of thing. I appreciate your kindness on behalf of my brother. Let me do it." Qin Duo Air hurriedly ran to the bedside and sat down. She looked determined. Dongfang Qin Shui and Dongfang Mingwang were dumbfounded. Why did it seem like Qin Duo Air couldn't wait to take off her clothes and hug Qin Feng? Since Duo Air has made up her mind, let her do it. "Qin Shui, let's go guard the door." Dongfang Mingwang saw that Qin Feng had been frozen for a long time, so he didn't want to waste any more precious time. Dongfang Qin Shui was suddenly disappointed. The fluctuation of her emotions startled her. Why did she look forward to taking off her clothes and hugging Qin Feng? The two of them walked out of the room, leaving only Qin Feng and Qin Duo Air in the room. Qin Feng lay on the bed, unable to move. However, his mind was clear. He knew that Qin Duo Air wanted to take off her clothes to warm him up. Qin Feng was extremely depressed. He wanted to dissuade Duo Air, but he was powerless. In the quiet room came the rustling sound of clothes being taken off. Qin Feng felt a wave of fear in his heart. He was so scared that he almost made a mistake with the destructive flames. He hurriedly increased his speed, wishing that he could expel the cold poison from his body in the next second. However, the cold poison was very domineering. Moreover, it was planted in his body by a true Qi Realm 4 expert. How could it be so easy to expel? Just as Qin Feng was concentrating on expelling the cold poison, he suddenly felt his body being moved. He opened his eyes and was instantly scared half to death by the scene in front of him. Qin Duo Air was sitting on the bed naked and hugging him tightly in her arms. Acho! Big brother Qin Feng, you're so cold. Qin Feng's entire body was covered in a layer of ice formed from true qi. The temperature was -40 to 50 degrees Celsius, and it was so cold that Qin Duo Air kept sneezing. However, she didn't let go. She hugged the frozen Qin Feng tightly. Her expression was resolute, and Qin Feng was extremely moved. Big brother Qin Feng, I didn't think I could hug you like this. Actually, there's a secret you don't know. We're not cousins. We're not related by blood at all. After Qin Feng was frozen, he didn't move at all. He looked as if he had fainted. Qin Duo Air mistakenly thought that Qin Feng didn't feel anything, so she whispered the secret in her heart. Qin Duo Air had hidden these words in her heart for more than 10 years. Now that she revealed them, she felt an indescribable joy in her heart. Qin Feng, on the other hand, wasn't so happy. He realized a very serious problem. Duo Air was a brother complex. Though Qin Feng already knew about his parentage, he still saw Qin Duo Air as a younger sister. He couldn't accept pushing this girl down, at least for now. Qin Feng was about to break. He activated the destructive fire with all his might, trying to expel the cold poison from his body as soon as possible. Qin Duo Air's snow-white skin turned purple from the cold. Her small body trembled, and her teeth chattered. However, she didn't leave Qin Feng at all. She hugged the layer of ice tightly, trying to melt it with her own body. Dongfang Ming Wang's secret method was true. Qin Duo Air could feel the majestic true qi from the ice flowing into her body. However, as a normal person, how could her body absorb so much true qi? Soon, she felt like she was about to explode. Qin Duo Air suddenly screamed. It was as if something inside her had exploded. She was so shocked that she rolled off the bed. Dongfang Qingxue and Dongfang Mingwang were guarding outside the door. They were shocked when they heard the commotion in the room. Chapter 1304. Dongfang Mingwang was afraid of seeing something he shouldn't see, so he stood guard outside the door. Dongfang Qingxue ran in frantically and saw Qin Duo Air lying naked on the carpet. She immediately ran over. Duo Air, are you okay? Dongfang Qingxue helped Qin Duo Air up. Qin Duo Air was still in shock. Big sister Qingxue, I felt something explode in my body. What happened? Dongfang Qingxue quickly grabbed Qin Duo Air's bowl and quickly understood. She heaved a sigh of relief and said, Duo Air, don't worry. You probably absorbed the qi in the ice and broke through to stage 1 inner qi. Qin Duo Air was shocked. She could break through like this? She immediately became happy. She was a martial artist now. It's over. The qi in my body is a bit messy. I feel terrible tossing and turning. I can't hug big brother Qin Feng anymore. Qin Duo Air quickly became depressed. She just broke through and needed to stabilize the qi in her body. If she absorbed the qi in the ice again, she might explode and die. Dongfang Qingxue was a martial cultivator after all, so of course she understood the severity of the situation. Her beautiful face suddenly flushed red and she spoke in a voice as soft as a mosquito. Duo, you should put on some clothes and go out. I'll help your brother. Qin Duo Air didn't think too much. Saving Qin Feng was the most important thing right now. She didn't have time to care about relationships. Then I'll have to trouble big sister Qingxue. Qin Duo Air quickly got dressed and walked out of the room. Dongfang Mingwang was still guarding outside. He looked at Qin Duo Air and noticed that her qi had changed. She had entered stage 1 inner qi. Dongfang Mingwang was relieved. The beauty in the room changed from Qin Duo Air to Dongfang Qingxue. Qin Feng felt like he was going to be tortured to death. He ran away from the wedding not long ago. If Dongfang Qingxue took off her clothes and hugged him, their relationship would be inexplicable. Brat, consider yourself lucky. Cho. Dongfang Qingxue was already sitting naked on the bed and hugging Qin Feng tightly. The ice was so cold that the temperature in the room dropped to below 0. It was as if they were in a world of ice and snow. Dongfang Qingxue was shivering from the cold, but she clenched her teeth and hugged Qin Feng tightly. She thought Qin Feng had fainted and muttered a lot. Qin Feng, you really are a big bastard. Why did you run away from the wedding? Do you think I'm not worthy of you? Aren't you the #1 person in the secular world and the leader of the martial world? What's so great about that? I don't like you. Qin Feng, I've missed you so much. I thought I'd never see you again. It would be great if we could be together. The first few sentences were all curses directed at Qin Feng, but as the curses went on, they became soft and gentle. It was as if Dong Fang Qin Shui had changed into a different person. Her cold and arrogant attitude had vanished into thin air, revealing the side of a little girl in her heart. She missed Qin Feng immensely and relied on him. At the end of her speech, the cold and arrogant first young miss of the capital actually shed sparkling tears. Rumble. At this moment, a muffled sound exploded from Qin Feng's body. Dong Fang Qin Shui jumped in fright and immediately checked his body. She discovered that the layer of ice on his body had suddenly disappeared. However, there was no trace of water on the bed. The ice seemed to have disappeared into thin air and did not melt at all. Qin Feng, are you all right? Dong Fang Qin Shui was pleasantly surprised. She looked at Qin Feng, who slowly opened his eyes, and immediately asked. She forgot her situation and forgot that her naked body had been exposed. Qin Feng heard Dong Fang Qin Shui's thoughts and blamed himself. He originally thought that leaving Dong Fang Qin Shui was for her own good, but he discovered that he was wrong. Qin Shui, I'm fine. Qin Feng's voice was gentle and his expression was calm as he looked at Dong Fang Qin Shui's fair skin. Dong Fang Qin Shui excitedly threw herself into his embrace. Her eyes were a bit moist. It's good that you're fine, it's good that you're fine. Halfway through the hug, Dong Fang Qin Shui suddenly woke up. She pushed Qin Feng away, crossed her arms in front of her chest, and screamed like a dolphin, "Why are still looking? You bastard, hurry up and close your eyes." What are you doing? Don't touch me. Dong Fang Qin Shui finally realized her situation. She was about to escape from the bed when Qin Feng hugged her from behind. What do you think I'm doing? Grandpa Dong Fang already arranged for us to be married. You're going to be my woman sooner or later, so I'm going to get some benefits first. Qin Feng had an evil smile on his face, and his hands weren't honest either. Dong Fang Qin Shui was scared silly. Though she remembered Qin Feng as a lecher, he wouldn't act so recklessly. In the past, Dong Fang Qin Shui looked forward to being taken advantage of by Qin Feng, but this guy never did that. Qin Feng's palms were warm and powerful, and Dong Fang Qin Shui was quickly powerless to resist. She lay in Qin Feng's embrace, and her little face was so red that water was about to drip out. She glared at Qin Feng with a huff and said, What do you want? Qin Feng's hands suddenly stopped, and his expression became serious. I said, you're going to be my woman from now on, so I'm going to get some benefits first. Dong Fang Qin Shui suddenly froze. She was an exceptionally intelligent woman, and she already understood Qin Feng's meaning. However, she still asked carefully, why you want to marry me? Qin Feng was deadly earnest, and firmly nodded his head. Of course, we've been engaged for a long time, and you've been my woman for a long time. Well, do you want to go back on your word? Dong Fang Qin Shui felt like she was dreaming. She, who was always cold and noble, had slightly reddened eyes, and tears were already swirling in her eyes. When did she go back on her word? It was clearly Qin Feng who ran away from the wedding. Qin Feng lovingly stroked her hair and said with self-blame, Qin Shui, it was my fault before. I hope you'll agree to be my woman. I'll use the rest of my life to make up for my mistakes. Qin Feng's words were like a warm current that flowed through Dong Fang Qin Shui's body. The longing, loneliness, and sadness she endured during this period of time were all worth it. She originally thought she would never have anything to do with Qin Feng again, but in the end, they were still fated to be together. There was a knock on the door. When Dong Fang Ming Wang heard Qin Shui's scream, he became frantic. He immediately asked, Qin Shui, are you okay? I'll have Duo Air go in and help you. Dong Fang Qin Shui looked at herself lying naked in Qin Feng's embrace, and was so frightened that she immediately refused. No need. Grandpa, take Duo Air to rest first. Qin Feng is already awake. It was suddenly quiet outside. Qin Feng was already awake? Dong Fang Ming Wang and Qin Duo Air looked at each other strangely. Since he was awake, Why didn't he let him in to take a look? They quickly understood. When they thought about Dong Fang Qing Shue's series of screams, they were even more certain of their guess. That damn Qin Feng. Previously he wanted to run away from the wedding, and now he's so anxious. I really don't understand how you youngsters think. He looked at Qin Duo Air and said, Duo Air, let's go. I'll take you to rest. Don't worry about your big brother Qin Feng. He's a jerk. Don't hang out with him too much in the future. Be careful not to be led astray. Qin Duo Air's eyes lit up. Dong Fang Ming Wang was in a good mood, but Qin Duo Air followed behind him gloomily. When she thought about Qin Feng and big sister Qin Shui doing it in the room, Qin Duo Air was a little disappointed. She suddenly felt a bit regretful. If she had known earlier, she would have been the one lying on the bed with big brother Qin Feng. Inside the room, Dong Fang Qin Shui had already put on her clothes. Nothing happened between them. However, after this ambiguous moment, their relationship had obviously changed. Dong Fang Qin Shui was no longer indifferent to Qin Feng. She was like a little wife who clung to him all the time. The two of them chatted in the room for a while before they went to the hall downstairs. Dong Fang Ming Wang had already sent people to prepare a sumptuous dinner. All the important members of the Dong Fang family were present. It was like an engagement banquet. Big brother, why are you guys so late? Qin Duo Air pouted and ran up to Qin Feng when she saw him. However, she saw Dong Fang Qin Shui holding Qin Feng's arm intimately and staring at him. It's nothing. We were just chatting in the room, Qin Feng said honestly. Qin Duo Air's big, watery eyes rolled around. She obviously didn't believe Qin Feng's words. She looked at Dong Fang Qin Shui and felt that big sister Qin Shui was like Qin Feng's little wife. She was instantly unhappy. Don't ask. You're still young. There are some things you shouldn't ask. Dong Fang Ming Wang walked up to Qin Feng with a smile and gave him an ambiguous look. Qin Feng was startled. He knew Dong Fang Ming Wang had misunderstood him. He quickly explained, Grandpa Dong, don't overthink things. I was really just chatting with Dong Fang Ming Wang. Dong Fang Ming Wang's smile became even more ambiguous. I didn't say you guys did anything else. You're confessing without being pressed. All right. You young people are more open-minded. I can't control you. Don't be shy. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He couldn't explain himself now. Dong Fang Qin Shui's little face was already flushed, but she didn't explain. It was as if something really happened between them. The relatives of the Dong Fang family came up to them. Although the Dong Fang family was one of the 4 major families in the provincial capital, these relatives didn't dare to put on airs in front of Qin Feng. After all, Qin Feng was the #1 martial artist in the secular world. Young Master Qin, I'll leave Qin Shui to you from now on. You must take good care of her. Dong Fang Qin Shui's parents came over and held Qin Feng's hands with smiles on their faces. Qin Feng nodded seriously and said, Uncle, Auntie, just call me Qin Feng. Don't worry, I'll take good care of Qin Shui. Dong Fang Qin Shui's face became more and more bashful. Her heart was as sweet as honey. Qin Duo Air was forgotten by everyone. She stood in a corner and watched this scene with disappointment. Dong Fang Ming Wang was a little depressed. Previously, Qin Feng refused to marry Qin Shui no matter what. He even ran away to avoid this marriage. But today, it was as if he had changed into a different person. For a moment, the relatives of the Dong Fang family said good things about Qin Feng. Then, they invited him to the main seat for dinner as if they were welcoming a son-in-law. Chapter 1305. The banquet was joyous and harmonious, and the topic of conversation revolved around Qin Feng and Dong Fang Qin Shui's marriage. According to Dong Fang Ming Wang, both of them would get married tomorrow. Qin Feng was shocked. It was not that he didn't want to marry Dong Fang Qin Shui, but he had too many things to do recently. He had to investigate his mother's whereabouts and deal with the orcs. Dong Fang Qin Shui was not angry this time. Instead, she understood Qin Feng's difficulties and took the initiative to speak on his side. Only then did Dong Fang Ming Wang stop. When the banquet was about to end, Dong Fang Ming Wang summoned Qin Feng. Both of them sat down in Dong Fang Ming Wang's study. Dong Fang Ming Wang was making tea. Qin Feng asked. Grandpa Dongfang, is there anything you need from me? Dongfang Ming Wang had a kind smile on his face during the banquet, as if nothing had happened. Now that there was only him and Qin Feng in the study, Dongfang Ming Wang's expression became serious. Qin Feng, I want to talk to you about the Yi family. Grandpa Dongfang, are you worried about Yi Beixian? Are you afraid that he will come to the Dongfang family again? Qin Feng's expression darkened. He had thought about this before. With Yi Beixian's strength and status, there was no way he would let this go. He would definitely come looking for trouble after this. Qin Feng wasn't afraid that he would come again, but he was worried that he would bring the other disciples of the sect. If he brought along a powerful great elder, Qin Feng wouldn't be able to beat him. Dongfang Ming Wang's expression became heavier when Qin Feng mentioned Yi Beixian. Qin Feng, what is Yi Beixian's cultivation level? Where did he come from? How can he be so powerful at such a young age? Dongfang Ming Wang was puzzled. Ever since Qin Feng reached the peak of martial arts in the mortal world, Dongfang Ming Wang found it harder and harder to understand the martial arts of China. Grandpa Yi Beixian is a disciple of the Extinction sect. He is now at stage 4 True Qi. If he comes alone, I will kill him with my own hands. I'm afraid that he will bring the other disciples of his sect. Qin Feng said. Dongfang Ming Wang was dumbfounded. He was shocked. Yi Beixian was only in his 20s, and he had already reached stage 4 of True Qi? Looking at the 9 dragons and 5 tigers in China's mortal world, they were already in their 40s, but they couldn't even enter the True Qi realm. What's a unique gate? Dongfang Ming Wang was confused. Nowadays, the martial arts world of Huaxia was divided into the secular world and the outer martial arts world. The Eastern Wisdom King only knew about the outer martial arts world, but he had never really entered the core area of the outer martial arts world. Back then, even the 12 higher peaks of Dragon Gate did not dare to enter the outer martial arts world. They even forcefully sent Qin Feng to the outer martial arts world to gather information so that he could become the alliance master of the martial arts world. Dongfang Ming Wang's eyes almost popped out of their sockets when Qin Feng finished his explanation. I really didn't expect that this is the real Huaxiaolin. The secular world, the outer hidden sex, the inner hidden sex, and the ultimate sex. This is an eye-opener for me. Dongfang Ming Wang was one of the 9 dragons of Huaxia, but now he looked like he had just stepped into the threshold of Huaxia's cultivation world. If this scene was seen by martial artists in the mortal world, their eyes would definitely pop out of their sockets. Qin Feng understood Dongfang Ming Wang's feelings very well. When he first came into contact with martial artists and stepped into the outer martial arts world and learned about the ultimate sex, he was just as shocked as Dongfang Ming Wang was at this moment. If that's the case, the people from the ultimate sex are the real masters of martial arts. Now that many of them have come out of sex to train, the martial artists in the mortal world are like ants to them. If Yi Beixian finds his fellow disciples to cause trouble, we won't be able to fight back at all. Dongfang Ming Wang finally realized the crisis this time. It was much more troublesome than he thought. He had been famous in the secular world for a long time, but this was the first time he felt so powerless. Qin Feng had been worried about this for a long time, but he was not afraid of the people from the ultimate sections. Although these people were strong, if they really provoked Qin Feng still had the trump card of star technology. He could put on the Black Dragon mechanical armor and kill them with the Wind and Cloud Demon Cannon and Fire Cloud Cannon. After this conversation, Dongfang Ming Wang's mood became heavy. Qin Feng could not reveal the secret of the system, so he could only comfort the old man and tell him not to worry too much. If Yi Beixian really did come here recklessly, Qin Feng would definitely not let him go back. Since Qin Feng and Dongfang Qin Shui's relationship was getting better, he stayed in Dongfang Mansion for a few days. He was with Dongfang Qin Shui day and night. Qin Duo could not stand it anymore. She ran back to Qin Manor the next day. On the 3rd day, Qin Feng received a message from Qiao Shishir. Qin Feng, there's a situation. Qiao Shishir talked to Qin Feng privately through the communication function of the Hero Alliance. She had been investigating the whereabouts of the Spirit Beast sect and finally found something. The disciples of the Spirit Beast sect went to Devil Beast Mountain. What should we do now? Qiao Shishir sounded anxious. She was eager to take revenge and rescue her second uncle, Xiao Gong. Qin Feng immediately became serious. Now that he had fully recovered, he wanted to find the people of the Spirit Beast sect for revenge. Don't worry, Sure. I'll go back now and bring the beasts to Devil Beast Mountain. After Qin Feng made a plan, Xiao Sure calmed down a little. She did not know why, but as long as Qin Feng was with her, she felt that there was nothing she couldn't do. After calming Xiao Sure down, Qin Feng explained the situation to Dongfang Qin Shui. Qin Feng had lived a carefree life in Dongfang Mansion for 2 days. He enjoyed this kind of life very much. Although he was reluctant to leave, he had to continue on the arduous path of finding his family and taking revenge. All the important relatives of the Dongfang family sent him off personally. Dongfang Qin Shui asked to accompany Qin Feng to Devil Beast Mountain several times, but he rejected her every time. This time, he was going to face the people of the Spirit Beast sect. To be honest, Qin Feng was not confident that he could come back alive. How could he bring Qin Shui with him? After bidding farewell to Dongfang Mansion, Qin Feng returned to Qin Manor. After bidding farewell to the Qin family, he used the space-time portal to return to Hero City in the outer martial world. Xiao Sure had been waiting for him at the city gate. When she saw Qin Feng, she rushed to him and said, "Qin Feng, let's go now." Qin Feng was not in a hurry to depart. This was a battle with his back to the wall, so he had to be prepared. "Don't worry, Sure. We'll stay in Hero City for 1 night. I'll bring you to Devil Beast Mountain tomorrow morning." Qin Feng had the space-time portal, so he could bring Xiao Sure to Devil Beast Mountain in an instant. He planned to use this night to stabilize his realm and study the system to see if there were any skills, equipment, or skills that could be improved. The two of them arrived at the Cave of Immortal Ascension. Xiao Li, Su Ruro, and Qiuya also rushed over. Qin Feng locked himself in the depths of the Cave of Immortal Ascension. The 4 women guarded outside so that no one would disturb him. "Little pig, how many hedonist points do I need to break through my current realm?" Qin Feng sat cross-legged on a large rock. He had fought with Ling Feng before. That guy was at least True Qi Stage 5. Qin Feng had to increase his realm, or else he would have been able to kill that guy. Moreover, the Spirit Beast sect had Elder Ling He. Qin Feng could not see through that old man's strength. "Master, the Cave of Immortal Ascension is supported by the Earth's core formation, so the density of spiritual energy here is 50 times that of the outside world. It's comparable to the density of spiritual energy in the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension. Master can only cultivate in the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension. The density of spiritual energy in the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension is 80 times that of the outside world, and it costs 3 hedonist points per second. It will take you at least half a month to break through to True Qi Stage 3, so you'll need 388 million hedonist points. Master can upgrade the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension from the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension to the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension. That way, the density of spiritual energy in the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension will be 120 times that of the outside world. Master will only need 8 days and 8 nights to level up, but it will cost 200,000 hedonist points to activate the Heavenly Pavilion of Immortal Ascension, and it will cost 4 hedonist points per second to cultivate. The price will be even higher, so Master won't have enough hedonist points." Qin Feng rolled his eyes and grumbled, "Why did you talk to me for so long? Are you trying to piss me off?" Little Pig pouted and said, "I'm giving Master a comprehensive analysis. What if Master says I'm slacking off?" Qin Feng was at his wit's end with this cute little pig. He said, "Just tell me the most effective method. It's impossible for Master to break through in a short period of time. You can only increase your strength by upgrading your equipment, cultivation techniques, and martial skills. Oh right, when Master became a rank 7 hedonist mortal, you haven't used the 3 free lottery chances yet. You can try your luck." Little Pig became excited. He seemed to be very interested in the lottery. Qin Feng had forgotten about the 3 lottery chances. He was full of expectations. One had to know that the sovereign skill, Vajra esoteric art, was obtained through the lottery. "Draw for me." Qin Feng moved his mind and the interface of the lottery machine appeared in his mind. The lottery machine began to rotate. There were pictures of all kinds of items on it. Cultivation techniques, spiritual equipment, medicinal pills, martial skills, and so on. Congratulations, host Qin Feng. You've won 100,000 hedonist points for the free lottery draw. Qin Feng was stunned. This was the first time he had won hedonist points. However, 100,000 hedonist points could not solve his urgent problem. Continue. The large lottery will spun rapidly again and gradually stopped. Congratulations, host Qin Feng. You've won 100,000 hedonist points for the free lottery draw. One lucky stone. The system notification sounded. This time, Qin Feng still did not get anything useful. Looking at the last lottery chance left, Qin Feng became somewhat nervous. He took a deep breath and said, "Drawl, rumble." This time, the situation was not right. When the lottery machine spun, there was a sudden flash of lightning. The items on the lottery machine also changed. It was as if a new batch of prizes had been changed. The items glowed with a golden light. Every one of them was an incredible divine equipment or martial skill. Little Pig, what's going on? Qin Feng was shocked. Little Pig also opened his small mouth and said with a dumbfounded expression, "Damn! Master, your luck has exploded. The lottery has a very small chance of entering the super lottery mode. It's like winning the lottery. In this mode, the quality of the prizes is increased by 100 times. They are all gold quality spiritual equipment, sovereign level cultivation techniques, divine level martial skills, and super hidden interfaces." Chapter 1306. Qin Feng stared at the wheel expectantly as the needle slowly stopped. Congratulations, host Qin Feng. You have obtained the God Weapon interface through Super Lottery mode. Host Qin Feng has used up all 3 lottery chances. Host Qin Feng has a total of 1,449,000 hedonist points. Host Qin Feng is looking forward to breaking through to Hedonist Master. Qin Feng looked at the God Weapon interface as the system beeped continuously. God Weapon interface. You can create your own God Weapon by fusing all kinds of spiritual weapons. After some research, Qin Feng discovered that the God Weapon interface and the Divine Skill interface were a pair of sibling interfaces. Their effects were roughly the same, but one was fusing God Weapon while the other was fusing Divine Skill interface. Qin Feng had fused the Divine Skill interface with the Fire Blade and the special grade Thunder Tiger Flying Sword Fist, so he knew how powerful the Divine Skill interface was. It seemed like the God Weapon interface would not disappoint him. "Master, fuse quickly. Hurry up." Little Pig could not wait any longer. It jumped onto Qin Feng's shoulder and scratched his face with its little paws. Qin Feng looked through the spiritual weapons he had. Since he was going to fuse a God Weapon, the grade of the spiritual weapons he fused could not be too low. Qin Feng planned to use at least pink-grade spiritual weapons to fuse with the God Weapon. That way, there were not many spiritual weapons to choose from: rare pink-grade Cosmic Flying Sword, Moon's Sorrow, Soul-Severing Sword, Golden Phoenix, and Whirlwind Golden Wheel. Among the 5 spiritual weapons, 3 were swords, 1 was a broadsword, and the last one was a flying spiritual weapon. Each of them had their own unique characteristics. The Cosmic Flying Sword was a flying spiritual weapon that could be used to kill people. The Golden Phoenix was Qin Feng's main broadsword, and the Soul-Severing Sword was special. It specialized in killing demons and spirits. If he fused these 5 spiritual weapons, it would not be worth it even if he fused them into a more powerful weapon. "Master, you can fuse the 6 godly swords from Japan." Little Pig shouted excitedly. Qin Feng's eyes lit up. During the battle on the island not long ago, he had killed 6 godly ninjas of Japan by himself, and the godly swords in their hands were taken by Qin Feng. With a thought, 6 godly sabers of different shapes and lengths appeared in the cave. Qin Feng glanced at them and saw Ghost Saber, Yin Yang, Flowing Cloud, Heaven Slash, Double-Edged Slash, and Gale lying quietly under his feet. The 6 Japanese godly swords were all of the rare pink grade. The bodies of the swords exuded a dense spiritual energy and an ancient aura. Qin Feng looked at the 6 divine blades with admiration. With a thought, he threw them into the divine weapon interface. The fusion will cost 100,000 hedonist points. Would the host like to continue? The system's notification sounded. Before Qin Feng could reply, Little Pig suddenly yelled, "Master, put in the lucky stone that you just got from the lottery. It can increase the grade of the equipment after fusion." Qin Feng hurriedly threw in the fortune stone. Now, everything was ready. With a thought, 100,000 hedonist points disappeared. The interface of the divine weapon shook, and a rainbow light suddenly rose up. Qin Feng's eyes glimmered as he looked at the red spear suspended in the air above the cave. The spear was more than 2 meters long, and its entire body was blood red. There were some ancient runes on the body of the spear, and the spearhead was extremely sharp, as if it contained a world-destroying aura. What equipment is this? Qin Feng's voice trembled. He could feel that the spear before him was even more powerful than the golden phoenix. Little Pig exclaimed, "Master, you're going to be rich. This is a crimson devil red equipment, a rainbow demon storm spear that can pierce through anything." Qin Feng was shocked. He never thought that he would be able to fuse a crimson devil red equipment. It was a grade higher than the great sage gold equipment, and it was only inferior to the destructive dark equipment. Rumble! Qin Feng leaped into the air, grabbed the rainbow demon storm spear, and thrust it through the air. A loud explosion rang out, and the entire cave shook violently. It felt like it was going to collapse at any moment. With the spear in hand, Qin Feng felt the power of heaven and earth condensing in his hand. With a simple thrust, thousands of red spear shadows appeared in front of him. The violent aura contained in the spear left Qin Feng speechless. "Qin Feng, what's going on? The Immortal Ascension Cave is going to collapse." "Qin Feng, run." It was just a simple thrust, but it pierced through the entire Immortal Ascension Cave. The entire valley shook violently, and the 4 women who were guarding outside screamed in fear. Qiuya and Su Ruoro rushed in first. Qin Feng never thought that the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear would be so powerful. He quickly stored it in the system and didn't dare to use it carelessly. Su Ruoro and Qiuya rushed into his arms. They each grabbed one of Qin Feng's arms and dragged him out of the cave. "Qin Feng, don't just stand there. Run." Why did the cave suddenly shake and collapse? Could it be that there are enemies outside? The 2 women were flustered, and they had no idea what was going on. At this time, Xiao Li and Xiao Shishir also rushed in with great difficulty. Qin Feng felt gloomy. He quickly comforted the women. "Ruoro, don't be afraid. I was practicing and accidentally pierced through the cave. Let it shake on its own." The 4 women were stunned, and they looked at Qin Feng with gloomy faces. "You scared me to death. Isn't your practice a little too violent? Have you broken through?" Su Ruoro patted her chest and asked. The other 3 women heaved a sigh of relief. They were afraid that something bad would happen to Qin Feng. "I haven't broken through yet. You guys can leave first. I'm going to practice for a while, and I might break through soon." Qin Feng had just merged with the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear, so he planned to study other things in the system. The 4 women left the cave with peace of mind when they saw that Qin Feng was fine. Qin Feng was speechless when he looked at the messy cave. The Rainbow Demon Storm Spear was so powerful that it could cause such a huge commotion with just a simple thrust. Qin Feng sat cross-legged in the cave again. He didn't take out the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear again. He was afraid that the Immortal Ascension Cave would collapse if he used the spear again. Ding! The Hedonist Sovereign System has issued a quest: forge the 2nd celestial artifact in the out-of-print realm. Quest time limit: 6 months. If the quest is completed successfully, the system will reward you with 200,000 hedonist points and a hummingbird fighter from Star Technology. If the quest is failed, 400,000 hedonist points will be deducted, and all the items obtained from Star Technology will be taken back. Qin Feng had just entered the system when he received a new quest. He carefully checked the quest reward and found a hummingbird fighter from Star Technology. This item immediately piqued Qin Feng's interest. After he obtained the Fire Cloud Cannon and the Wind and Cloud Mad Demon Cannon, he deeply experienced the power of Star Technology's battle equipment. The sovereign mecha system that he had devoured before was also incomparably powerful. The Black Dragon mecha was also part of the Star Technologies battle equipment. If he could have a Star Technology battle equipment, the current battle equipment on Earth would be nothing more than ants. Qin Feng hurriedly opened the out-of-print interface. This interface had a few pages, and the items inside were things that couldn't be found in the Hedonist sovereign system, so Qin Feng needed to find the materials to synthesize them. The first page had already lit up. It was the galaxy flying sword that Qin Feng had synthesized. That night, there were still 2 pages that were in a gray state. He could only enter the second page after unlocking and synthesizing the first page. Golden Rock Celestial Armor? Qin Feng looked at the second out-of-print interface. It was a gold-grade spiritual armor. Unlocking the Golden Rock Celestial Armor required 200,000 Hedonist points. When Qin Feng fought young Master Hua, the owner of the sovereign mecha system in South Africa, his purple-black tortoise shield and purple thunder wild robe were destroyed. Now, he only had 2 battle armors left, the Blood Demon armor and the Black Dragon mecha. Moreover, these 2 battle armors were not mainly for defense. The Blood Demon armor mainly stimulated the pure spiritual blood of super demonic beasts, which was very useful in battles against beasts. The Black Dragon mecha mainly focused on attack. Its laser bullets and homing bullets could make stage 4 and below venerables unable to escape. This meant that Qin Feng lacked a powerful defensive spiritual armor, and this Golden Rock Celestial armor was exactly what he needed. Congratulations to host Qin Feng for spending 200,000 Hedonist points to successfully unlock the second celestial equipment in the out-of-print interface. Host Qin Feng has a total of 1,149,000 Hedonist points. The system notification sounded. Qin Feng had already unlocked the second celestial equipment in the out-of-print interface. The gray page flickered, and it introduced in detail the materials needed to forge the Golden Rock Celestial Armor. High-grade Spirit Stones, Golden Rock Wings, Star Rank Stones, Star Soul Stones, Purple Star Sand, Crystal Stones, Gold Bars, Heaven and Earth Origin Stones, Rhinoceros Tendons. There were dozens of materials needed to synthesize it. Fortunately, Qin Feng had collected a lot of materials when he was synthesizing the Cosmic Flying Sword. Most of them happened to be materials for synthesizing the Golden Rock Celestial Armor. However, Qin Feng was unable to synthesize the spiritual armor in such a short time. The most important material, the Golden Rock Wings, was not available. According to the information, the wings had to be obtained from the Golden Rock of the Beast race. Qin Feng did not know where to find the Golden Rock. After studying the out-of-print interface, Qin Feng browsed through the other interfaces that the system had. Alchemy Pavilion, Million Treasure Pavilion, Battle Spirit Palace, Hero Alliance. There was nothing to upgrade in these interfaces. Even if they were upgraded, it would not be of much help to Qin Feng's current strength. After a while, Qin Feng simply logged out of the system. After a night of hard cultivation, Qin Feng's strength had completely stabilized at Stage 2 True Qi stage. The Immortal Ascension Cave was supported by the Earth's core formation, and the density of spiritual equipment had reached the level of a Stage 2 Blessed Heavenly Cave Pavilion. Qin Feng felt that his dantian was already faintly swollen. Breaking through to Stage 3 True Qi stage was just an opportunity. Qin Feng, breakfast is ready. You should eat something, a night of cultivation. When Qin Feng walked out of the Immortal Ascension Cave, the sun was shining brightly outside. It was morning. The 4 women had been guarding outside, and when they saw him come out, they all came to welcome him. Qin Feng hugged Su Ruoro, who was the first to run over, and looked at her slightly tired expression. He felt a little heartache. You guys didn't sleep the whole night, right? This is Hero City. Are you afraid that I'll be in danger? Su Ruoro lay quietly in Qin Feng's embrace. She felt that the world had stopped. She really liked this kind of warm feeling. She said softly, "It's rare for you to come back. I just want to stay by your side. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep." Chapter 1307. It was noon, and the scenery outside was beautiful and sunny. Few people came to this island, but today, a group of uninvited guests had arrived. Elder Ling He, this place is gloomy and gloomy. Are we really going in? Ling He looked at Xiao Gong, then at the disciples behind him, and said, 20 years ago, when I came out of seclusion, I discovered that there were many beasts living on this island. Back then, my strength was too weak, and I was forced to retreat by a few fierce beasts the moment I stepped into the middle area of the forest. Now that I've come out of seclusion again, I'm going to capture all the beasts in this forest. When we return to the sect leader will definitely reward us. Originally, the purpose of their seclusion was to search for hidden beasts in the secular world and capture them to bring back to the sect to domesticate. The beasts that were sold in Devil City a few days ago were hunted by Ling He and his group. The entire island was filled with beasts. Compared to them, those low-level beasts that were sold in Devil City a few days ago were nothing. Ling He looked at Xiao Gong and threw out a bait. Xiao Gong hated Spirit Beast sect to the core. He said with a cold face, if you want to capture beasts, capture them yourself. Don't even dream of asking for my help. Xiao Gong was almost 40 years old, but he was humiliated by Ling Feng, who was only in his early 30s. He gritted his teeth in anger, but Xiao Gong was powerless. He was only a Spirit Beast sect master, and his martial cultivation realm was no match for Ling Feng and his group. Xiao Gong tilted his head and ignored them as if he did not hear their threats. Xiao Gong's expression changed as soon as Ling He finished his sentence. You shameless bastards. You will get what you deserve sooner or later. Xiao Gong roared at Ling He like a mad beast. Thinking of Xiao Shishir's beauty, Ling Feng became excited. Thank you, Elder Ling He, for your arrangement. I will take good care of that girl. A cold smile flashed in Ling He's eyes. Since he had bumped into Xiao Shishir, how could he let a Spirit Beast sect go? But in front of Xiao Gong, Ling He promised solemnly, don't worry, I'm an elder of Spirit Beast sect. My words are not child's play. Although it was noon, there was not a trace of warmth in Devil Beast Mountain. However, Ling He and the others looked excited. They were here to hunt the beasts. The more beasts here, the better. A wave of wolf howls suddenly rang out. In the gloomy forest, dozens of pairs of faint green lights appeared. A gale blew, mixed with the sound of running. Ling Yunner's face was cold, and the other 4 disciples looked a little panicked. However, the spirit crane's face did not change, as if it did not see the approaching wolf pack. It said indifferently, try to capture them alive. Xiao Gong, you can go now. A strange energy wave rippled out from his body, and the eyes of those wild wolves that were pouncing over from the forest suddenly became dull, as if they were puppets that had their souls taken away, and they fell at the feet of the crowd. Xiao Gong's face turned pale. Controlling the minds of so many wolves at the same time was too much for him. I can't hold on much longer. You guys should retreat. Just try your best to hold on. Ling Yun, hurry up and restrain these wild wolves. Ling Feng held the purple spiritual sword in his hand, and his eyes moved quickly, ready to take action at any time. A wild wolf broke free from Xiao Gong's control, and its sharp claws suddenly clawed at Ling Feng. There was a wind-breaking sound in the air. Ling Feng made a void, and the wild wolf directly exploded in the air. The sword vibrated with a majestic true energy, scaring the pack of wild wolves into immediately howling and retreating. Ling Feng's sword was so powerful that it scared the pack of wild wolves into running away. It's rare to see a spirit beast in the extinction sect, and there are spirit beasts in the secular world? Ling Feng was surprised. The spirit crane did not care about the disciples' rebuttal. He was also just guessing. After all, when he came out of seclusion 20 years ago, he had only reached the middle layer of Devil Beast Mountain. As for what kind of ferocious beasts were hiding in the deeper layers, even the spirit crane did not know. Xiao Gong was angered by these people's cruelty, and there was a ball of anger in his heart. However, he was helpless and could only continue to advance deeper into Devil Beast Mountain. The journey was smooth and unimpeded. The spirit crane was too lazy to hunt the wild beasts in the outer circle. In less than half an hour, the few of them stepped into the middle layer of Devil Beast Mountain. Qin Feng had entered Devil Beast Mountain several times before, but he had only stepped into the middle layer at most. This was where he encountered the flame wolf and the berserk black demonic bear. The tamed white-furred demonic ape was also in this area. Everyone be careful. This area is full of ferocious beasts, and I reckon there are also demonic beasts. Later we will focus on hunting them. Do not kill them unless it's absolutely necessary. Its arm was as thick as a stone pillar. When it swung its arm, the air instantly exploded, and a gale rose in all directions. It directly slapped the spirit beast sect disciple high into the sky. Chapter 1308. This sword seemed to pierce through the darkness of the forest. The lush foliage above their heads opened up, allowing the sunlight to shine in. Only then did everyone get a clear look at the giant bear. Its body was covered in black fur that looked like barbs. Its arms and legs were as thick as tree trunks, and its head was shockingly large. Its eyes were the size of light bulbs, flickering with a dark green light. Its bloody mouth was wide open, as if it could swallow a person whole. Rumble! Ling Feng's sword chi had already landed on the black bear's body, but it produced a dull sound, as if it had struck a hard boulder. The black bear roared twice, but it was actually forced back several steps by this seemingly light sword strike. Each step left a huge palm print on the ground, causing the earth to tremble. Not good, this is a rank 2 magical beast. Its strength is comparable to the second level of true chi. Seeing that the black bear had actually withstood his sword strike, Ling Feng shouted with a grave expression. The disciple who was sent flying hung on a tree. He was at the 3rd level of true chi, but at this moment, it was unknown whether he was dead or alive. Ling Yun and the other 3 disciples' faces were full of vigilance, and their hearts were a little nervous. Although they were all experts who had stepped into the true chi realm, facing a berserk rank 2 demonic bear, they did not have full confidence in winning. Xiao Gong, it's up to you. Elderling, he stood in place without moving. Even when he saw the berserk black demon bear, his face was still indifferent, as if this rank 2 magical beast was nothing in his eyes. Xiao Gong's expression was extremely grave. Now that he had stabilized his cultivation at the ruler realm, all living things were under his control. Spirit beast masters of this realm could barely control magical beasts. Only those who reached the emperor realm like Qiao Shishir could become the king of all living things, and could unify the beast race. Waves of strange energy rippled from Xiao Gong's body. That black demon bear was a berserk magical beast, and it would kill its own kind, let alone a human who had trespassed into its territory. After the black bear stabilized its body, it once again waved its huge paw and charged at the crowd. The air rumbled with its movements, and that berserk aura was comparable to the 4th level of true chi, scaring Ling Yun and the others into continuously retreating. Everyone from the spirit beast sect stood behind Xiao Gong. Xiao Gong's eyes were closed and his face was solemn. He was trying to capture the black demon bear's consciousness and control it. The roar was like thunder. The black demon bear's foot landed on the ground again, causing the ground under Xiao Gong's feet to crack instantly. A gust of wind blew towards Xiao Gong. The black demon bear's huge palm was about to land on Xiao Gong's head. If this slap landed, Xiao Gong's head would be sent flying. Elder Lingi, please make your move. Ling Feng's heart was filled with anxiety. The sword in his hand was already about to pierce through the air. But at this moment, the black demon bear's green eyes suddenly dimmed, and the ferocious look on its face disappeared. Its huge palm stopped next to Xiao Gong's face, and Xiao Gong was so frightened that he was already sweating profusely. The disciples of Spirit Beast sect all held their breaths. This group of true Chi realm martial artists didn't even dare to breathe loudly. Ling Feng retracted his sword and heard Lingi say calmly, "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and restrain this black demon bear." Everyone finally came to their senses. They realized that this second-rank magical beast was already under Xiao Gong's control. Ling Feng personally took out the iron chains that had been engraved with formations. With the help of Ling Yun and the others, they quickly locked the black demon bear's limbs. Roar. As soon as the black demon bear was restrained, it suddenly roared towards the sky. Xiao Gong spat out a mouthful of blood. He squatted on the ground with a pale face and said, "I can't hold on any longer." The the black demon bear had lost control and completely entered a berserk mode. Its pair of green eyes had turned blood red. Its two palms slapped wildly in the air and its feet fiercely stomped on the ground. The berserk aura instantly destroyed the surrounding trees, and the beasts that were hiding in the dark had long since fled. This beast is still going all out. Don't force me to cut you down with my sword. Ling Feng was hit by the berserk aura several times. Although he forcefully blocked it with his qi, it still didn't feel good. It was like being hit by a speeding train. Ling Yun had already retreated to the side. Of the other 3 disciples, 2 were sent flying while the other one was still holding on. Lingyi's face gradually turned cold. He suddenly leaped up and attacked with his palm. Elder Lingyi has made his move. Everyone, retreat! Ling Feng let out a loud shout and quickly sheathed his sword and retreated 100 meters away. Xiao Gong didn't have time to rest and recuperate. He broke into a run. This elder Lingyi's strength was unfathomable, and everyone present was somewhat fearful. Lingyi's palm was old and skinny. It didn't look threatening at all. However, when its palm landed on the big black bear's arm, it directly sent the 5-meter-tall black bear flying. Explosions rang out in the air. The black bear was like an iron tank that was sent flying. Trees collapsed wherever it went, and the moment it landed, a huge pit was blasted on the ground. Rumble! The loud noise had yet to subside. Dust flew everywhere in the already gloomy Devil Beast Mountain. It felt as if nothing could be seen clearly. Lingyi wasn't in a hurry to go over. He was confident that the black demon bear would definitely faint under this palm. How could it have a chance to escape? Ling Feng, go and take a look. The atmosphere was silent for a moment. Lingyi spoke. Without another word, Ling Feng turned into a white shadow and disappeared. 10 seconds later, he came back dragging a huge black bear. Ling Yun and the rest of the disciples were dumbfounded. Xiao Gong was also shocked. The black demon bear's strength was comparable to the 4th stage of true qi. Its defense was even at the pinnacle of the 4th stage of true qi. How could it be knocked unconscious by a palm from Lingyi? Elder Lingyi, this is a big harvest. Ling Feng looked at the unconscious black demon bear with a face full of excitement. Lingyi glanced at the black demon bear indifferently. His old eyes looked towards the depths of Devil Beast Mountain. There were rank 2 magical beasts in the middle region. He was even more suspicious. What kind of powerful scourge and ferocious beast was hidden in the deepest region? Elder, why don't we take a stroll around this area and hunt a few more magical beasts before leaving? Ling Feng seemed to see through Lingyi's thoughts and carefully made a suggestion. The appearance of the black demon bear had already made Ling Feng and the other disciples feel fear. They could deal with rank 2 magical beasts, but if they went deeper, they might encounter high-level magical beasts, demonic beasts, or even powerful spirit beasts. They would lose their lives. Let's take a stroll around and decide later. Lingyi was still unwilling. It was rare to find such a good place where the magical beasts gathered. How could they leave so easily? Ling Feng and the others could tell that Elder Lingyi still had plans to enter the deeper region. However, they didn't dare to persuade him anymore. This team was decided by Lingyi. Chapter 1309. Spirit Crane and the others were hunting beasts in the middle region of Devil Beast Mountain. Meanwhile, Qin Feng had already brought Xiao Shishir to the entrance of Devil Beast Mountain. In the blink of an eye, Xiao Shishir noticed that the scenery around her had changed drastically. She was not too surprised because she had witnessed the mysterious ability of the dimensional door. Qin Feng, do you need some help? Xiao Shishir was worried that Qin Feng and her were alone. The disciples of Spirit Beast sect were too powerful. Qin Feng did not bring the beasts from Hero City with him this time because it would take up too much time. He asked Lu Jie and the others to escort the beasts to Devil Beast Mountain while he brought Xiao Shishir to avenge them. Qin Feng did not plan to bring any help. The disciples of Spirit Beast sect were too powerful. Bringing any help would only bring harm to everyone. In fact, he did not even want to bring Xiao Shishir along, but she insisted. After all, Spirit Beast sect was Xiao Shishir's biggest enemy. Qin Feng had no choice but to comply. I don't need any help. The Spirit Beast sect is too powerful. Bringing people here would be suicide. Qin Feng's expression was solemn. Qiao Shishir raised her eyebrows. She looked at the entrance of Devil Beast Mountain. She knew that her enemies were inside, and so was her second uncle. But at this moment she felt like retreating. Qin Feng, why don't we go back? I don't want anything to happen to you. Qiao Shishir looked at Qin Feng with a conflicted expression. Qin Feng pulled her into Devil Beast Mountain. What nonsense are you talking about? I said I'll help you get revenge and save your second uncle. Don't worry too much, we'll act according to the situation later. Qin Feng released Flaming Dragon Horse and galloped through Devil Beast Mountain with Qiao Shishir in his arms. Qiao Shishir's eyes were filled with tears, and her heart was filled with warmth. She used to think that God was unfair and gave her a heavy life. But at this moment, she was extremely grateful that she was able to meet Qin Feng and become his woman. It was such a fortunate thing. Flaming Dragon Horse was extremely fast. In just 20 minutes, they had reached the middle region of Devil Beast Mountain. Along the way, they did not encounter a single beast, which puzzled Qin Feng. Sure, where are the beasts of Devil Beast Mountain? Qin Feng asked. Qiao Shishir also noticed the anomaly. Her realm was higher than second uncle's, so she could sense the beasts within a 500-meter radius. The beasts seemed to be hiding in the depths of the forest. They just don't show themselves. Qiao Shishir explained. That's strange. Beasts would attack me every time I entered Beast Mountain. Mountain? Do you mean they recognize me? Are they afraid of me? Feng asked. The aura of those beasts is very agitated. They must have been frightened. Qiao Shishir said. Looks like the people from the Spirit Beast sect are really here. They actually came to Devil Beast Mountain. There's an 80% chance that they're here to hunt beasts. I won't let them go easily. Qin Spirit, Feng, and Demon Beast Mountain. Spirit, Beast Tribe Feng Mountain, Xiao Feng of Clan, Mountain, and Feng, Qin, Feng Mountain were Feng, Spirit. Feng of Spirit. Mountain, Shui Mountain, of Dragon of Feng of Feng Qin, Spirit. Master, Flaming Dragon of Feng Mountain is frightened. Put it back into the system, Little Pig said. Qin Feng scanned the surroundings but did not see any beasts. He asked, what scared Flaming Dragon of Feng Mountain? Qiao Shishir sensed the surroundings and said, Qin Feng, there are no beasts nearby. The closest beast hiding is 400 meters away. Qin Feng was even more puzzled. Little Pig explained, Master, it's not the beasts. It's the scent of a human who has the blood of the beasts. Qin Feng was shocked. He immediately realized that it was the scent of Spirit Beast Sect's disciples. These people dealt with the beasts day and night. They tamed, enslaved, and hunted beasts. Who knew how much blood of the beasts had stained their bodies? Flaming Dragon of Feng Mountain was a Spirit Beast Mount, so it was very sensitive. Clearly, it was frightened by the scent of Spirit Beast Sect's disciples. Sure, Spirit Beast Sect's people have been here. Qin Feng put Flaming Dragon of Feng Mountain back into the system and reported the situation to Qiao Shishir. Qiao Shishir's emotions suddenly became agitated. Her kind and quiet personality became cold and indifferent. Her beautiful eyes even shot out murderous intent. Spirit Beast Sect's people should be hunting beasts nearby. What should we do? Qiao Shishir looked at Qin Feng with a worried expression. Facing the powerful Spirit Beast Sect, Qin Feng did not dare to act blindly without thinking. He thought for a moment and said, this is the middle area of Devil Beast Mountain. It's a place where demonic beasts run amok. Those demonic beasts are as strong as true energy realm martial artists. We can use the terrain and environment to our advantage to split up the Spirit Beast Sect's disciples. Then, we'll take them down one by one. Qiao Shishir's eyes lit up. She agreed with Qin Feng's suggestion. How about this? You hide here, and I'll find the Spirit Beast Sect's disciples. Then, I'll use demonic beasts to split them up. Then, I'll lure some disciples over. You can kill them then. Qiao Shishir was smart. Her plan was brilliant. However, Qin Feng was still worried. It's too dangerous for you to go alone. Forget it. You hide here and I'll kill my way over. Qin Feng waved his hand and carried the golden phoenix into the depths of the forest. Xiao Shishir quickly hugged him and said, "No. You'll only die if you go like this. There are too many spirit beast sex disciples, and each of them is very strong. I won't let you go." Qin Feng could not escape even if he wanted to. Xiao Shishir continued, "I'll bring the white-furred demonic ape with me. Don't worry. In Devil Beast Mountain, I'm stronger than you." Qin Feng knew how powerful Xiao Shishir was in Devil Beast Mountain. The last time he encountered the white-furred demonic ape, it was Xiao Shishir who helped him escape. At this time, a demonic beast's roar came from the depths of the forest. Qin Feng was still worried, but Xiao Shishir hurried over with the white-furred demonic ape. "Qin Feng, something happened over there. Wait for me here. I'll lure them over." The white-furred demonic ape ran at lightning speed. Xiao Shishir sat on its shoulder and disappeared into the dark forest in no time. In the forest 500 meters away from Qin Feng, Ling Feng and the others were besieging a giant green snake. The green snake's body was as thick as a tree's waist. Its entire body emitted a green radiance. The snake's eyes were huge and suffused with a green glow. It opened its bloody mouth and bit towards the spirit beast sex disciples. Buzz. Xiao Gong had no choice but to use his ability again. However, he was already exhausted. In this short half an hour he had already helped Ling Feng and the others subdue 7 demonic beasts. This was the 8th one, and it was a rank 3 demonic snake. The air was filled with a strange energy wave, but Ling Feng and the others couldn't feel it. However, the ferocious green-eyed demonic snake's movements began to slow down. The malevolent expression on its face flickered as if it was fighting with an invisible will. Facing this rank 3 demonic beast whose strength was comparable to the 5th stage of true qi, even Ling He's expression was incomparably solemn. Seeing this scene, he hurriedly shouted, "The demonic snake's consciousness has been corroded. Everyone, hurry up and lock this evil beast up first." The spirit beast sex disciples rushed over one after another. Each of them was holding a chain with an engraved formation. The long chain was wrapped around the green-eyed demonic snake's body, wrapping it from head to toe like a dumpling. Before Ling He and the others could stop, Xiao Gong couldn't hold on anymore. He spat out another mouthful of blood and directly fainted on the ground. "Not good, that guy fainted." Ling Feng's expression changed greatly. Ling Yun cried out in alarm, "The green-eyed demonic snake is awake. What do we do now?" The spirit beast sex disciples were panic-stricken. This was a rank 3 demonic snake whose strength was comparable to the 5th stage of true qi. Once it went berserk, a flick of its tail could smash everyone's body into pieces. Everyone had the posture of running for their lives. Even Ling Feng was not confident in his heart. He was currently at the 5th stage of true qi, but facing a rank 3 demonic beast, he had absolutely no chance of winning. "Hold on for me. Pull the chains properly and let me subdue this evil beast," Ling He bellowed angrily. It was obvious that he was not willing to give up just like that. The disciples also didn't dare to run away. They could only brace themselves and get into formation. A total of 7 people stood in 7 different positions, forming the Big Dipper formation. The green-eyed devil snake was already twisting its body crazily, and a powerful force was transmitted through the chains, almost sending 3 of the disciples flying. Everyone clenched their teeth and held on. The restraining formation on the chains had already taken effect. It flickered with a mystical light, and some ancient and profound patterns appeared. Ling He waved his hand and grabbed a long sword. He stabbed the chains into the ground, and with a leap, he actually jumped onto the green-eyed demonic snake's body. Both of his hands formed fists and quickly landed on the demonic snake's head. Bang, bang, bang. The wind from his fists was like a tiger, and it brought with it an imposing manner that could split mountains and split rocks. That green-eyed demonic snake faced the sky and roared in pain, letting out an ear-piercing scream. Its struggle became even more intense, and the chains made whistling sounds in the wind. Ling He firmly held on to the scales that were as hard as stone, and he was almost thrown away by the demonic snake. Ling Feng and the others were already unable to hold on any longer. The green-eyed demonic snake's strength was so strong that it directly threw all 6 of them into the sky. 4 of the disciples had their chains detached from their hands, and they were like kites with broken strings, swaying in the air. Ling Feng and Ling Yun are firmly held onto the chains, but they were also somewhat unable to hold on any longer. Even the spirit sword that Ling He stabbed into the ground flew up and shot into the tree trunk. Ling He was enraged. A layer of transparent true qi appeared on both of his fists, and he punched down majestically. Bang bang. This punch exploded with the vigorous qi in his body, and he punched the demonic snake's head with all his strength. That explosive sound seemed to be able to split the heavens and split the earth. The body of the green-eyed demonic snake that was frantically struggling suddenly stiffened, and the green light in its eyes dimmed, as if it had been knocked unconscious. The violent wind fell, and the green-eyed demonic snake's body fell from the sky tens of meters high, and smashed a tens of meters long crack on the ground. Ling Feng and Ling Yun jumped to the side, and as soon as they landed, they rushed over with their spirit swords. This evil creature is temporarily knocked unconscious. Hurry up and restrain it. When it wakes up, I won't be able to suppress it anymore. Ling He's expression was solemn, and he spoke very quickly. He was also shocked by the strength of this rank 3 demonic snake. Chapter 13:10. Not good, a large group of magical beasts is approaching. Ling Feng stopped what he was doing, pulled out his long sword and jumped onto a big tree. Seeing all kinds of magical beasts rushing over from all directions, he was so scared that he almost fell from the tree. Ling Yun's small face was deathly pale. Just hearing the roar of the magical beasts made him panic. Elder Ling He, what do we do now? Let's quickly escape. Dealing with a 3rd-step devil snake had already caused Ling He's team to suffer heavy losses. Now, only the 3 of them still had some strength left. The other 4 disciples were all seriously injured. Xiao Gong had fainted and still had not woken up. It's too late to escape, we've already been surrounded. Ling Feng suddenly landed on the ground from the tree. His eyes were filled with panic. Even though he was an expert of the 5th level of true qi, facing the siege of more than 10 magical beasts, he was definitely in a dead end. Ling Yun was already so scared that she could not speak. Ling He's expression became incomparably grave. He still could not think of a feasible plan. His expression suddenly changed as he pulled Ling Feng and Ling Yun to the side. Not good, the green-eyed devil snake is awake. Hiss hiss. Just as the 3 of them landed on the ground, the green-eyed devil snake threw its huge body out. It let out a strange roar, and the air was filled with loud noises. A row of big trees was instantly snapped in half. Ling Feng and Ling Yun's faces were filled with fear, and they were still in a daze. It was also because of Ling He's quick reaction, otherwise, they would have been smashed into pieces. In front of them was a crazy green-eyed devil snake, and there were also more than 10 magical beasts rushing over. This time, Ling He could not remain calm and immediately shouted, "Everyone, run in different directions and meet at the entrance of the middle layer." Swish. Just as he finished speaking, he had already turned into a white shadow and disappeared. He did not even have time to care about Ling Feng and Ling Yun. The 2 of them looked at each other and quickly ran in the opposite direction. Ling Feng's sword fell from the sky, and a black gorilla that was swatting at him fell to the ground. For junior brothers, quickly run for your lives and meet at the entrance of the middle layer. Ling Feng forced back 3 magical beasts with 1 sword strike, and after leaving behind a few words, he quickly disappeared into the depths of the forest. Ling Yun looked like a delicate girl, but the moment she brandished her sword, she erupted with the berserk aura of the 4th layer of true qi. After a series of entanglement, she was barely able to break free from the pursuit of those magical beasts. The remaining 4 disciples of the spirit beast sect were surrounded, back to back in a circle. They were already trembling in fear, and the long swords in their hands were almost falling off. A white figure suddenly jumped out. It was a 3-meter-tall, gigantic white-haired demonic ape. The 4 disciples were so frightened that they immediately brandished their swords and attacked. The white-haired demonic ape used its body to block the sword qi, but it did not attack the 4 of them. It carried Xiao Gong, who had fainted under the tree and ran away. Not good, Xiao Gong was taken away by that magical beast. Damn it. That guy must be pretending to be unconscious. He's controlling the consciousness of these magical beasts. Otherwise, how could so many beasts suddenly appear? What's the point of saying all this now? Elder Lingyi and senior brother Lingfeng have both escaped. Let's find a way to escape. Dozens of magical beasts had already formed an encirclement, and the 4 disciples of the spirit beast sect were like ants on a hot pan. All of them were at stage 3 true Qi realm. With this kind of strength, they would be superior existences in the secular world or even the martial world. However, when faced with the siege of dozens of magical beasts, it was difficult for them to even stay alive. The group of magical beasts had dull expressions on their faces. Like a dozen puppets, they strode forward and roared at the sky. Among them, a few rank 1 magical beasts had already rushed forward. For a time, loud noises were heard, and the sky was filled with sword shadows. The dense forest around them was razed to the ground. The 4 of them formed a sword formation, and the rank 1 magical beasts could not withstand their attacks. In just a short while, 3 magical beasts had fallen to the ground. At the top of a tree 100 meters away, Qiao Shishir's expression was solemn, and her complexion was pale. Even though she had broken through to the Emperor realm, controlling the consciousness of dozens of magical beasts at once was difficult for Qiao Shishir to bear. Moreover, she saw that 3 magical beasts had fallen, and it was unknown whether they were dead or alive. This made Qiao Shishir furious. A white figure suddenly appeared under the tree. Qiao Shishir's eyes lit up, and she leaped down from the tree. The white-haired demonic ape hurriedly caught her and placed her on his broad shoulder. On the other shoulder was the unconscious Xiao Gong. "Thank you, white demonic ape." Qiao Shishir was very emotional when she saw her second uncle. She reached out her hand and patted the white demonic ape's head. The demonic ape was like a child who was praised. It jumped around excitedly, and every time it jumped, the ground shook violently. The loud noise woke Xiao Gong up. He looked around in confusion and asked, "Where is this?" "Second uncle, you are finally awake. Are you all right?" Qiao Shishir was pleasantly surprised. Xiao Gong was shocked. He felt like he was dreaming when he saw himself and Qiao Shishir sitting on the shoulder of a rank 2 magical beast. Sure, am I dead? Why are you here?" Xiao Gong was puzzled. Qiao Shishir's eyes reddened, and tears welled up in her eyes. "Second uncle, don't talk nonsense. You are not dead. It was my boyfriend who brought me here to save you. Now you are safe." Xiao Gong was stunned. He was in disbelief. 20 years ago, the entire Qiao family was captured by the spirit beast sect. For the past 20 years, everyone had been under house arrest. Even now, Xiao Gong dared not dream of being rescued. Am I really saved? Wait, where are the people from spirit beast sect? Where's your boyfriend? Xiao Gong was jolted awake, and his expression was grave. He remembered that he was currently helping the spirit beast sect to capture a rank 3 demon snake. The disciples of the spirit beast sect were extremely powerful, and the strength of Elder Ling he was even more unfathomable. How could Qin Feng and Shishir defeat them? Don't worry, second uncle. Those bastards from spirit beast sect have been scared away by the beasts. We will lead a few disciples to Qin Feng and let him kill them. Qiao Shishir didn't have time to reunite with her second uncle. She knew that Qin Feng was waiting for them. The beasts in the battle zone woke up one after another. Qiao Shishir's energy was depleted, and she could no longer control their minds. She also didn't want to control the demonic beasts to attack the 4 disciples because she was worried that the beasts would be killed by them. Before Qiao Gong could figure out the situation, he heard Qiao Shishir yelling, "Don't hurt those demonic beasts. Come at me if you have the guts." Qiao Gong was startled. He quickly pulled Qiao Shishir back and said, "Shishir, are you crazy? The people from Spirit Beast sect are trying to capture you. We have been exposed." Qiao Shishir wasn't worried at all. She believed that Qin Feng would have no problem killing the 4 disciples. She sat on the shoulder of the white-furred demonic ape and waited for the 4 disciples to come. "Second uncle, these people are despicable. I will lead them to Qin Feng and he will kill them. Xiao Gong didn't know Qin Feng well, so he tried to persuade her, Sure, don't be silly. They are spirit beast sect disciples. Even though they are not as strong as Ling He and Ling Feng, they are still venerables who have stepped into the true Qi realm. Nowadays, the development of martial arts in the outer martial world is lagging behind. Your little boyfriend is no match for them. Don't hurt him. Xiao Sure understood her second uncle's intention. She knew that her second uncle wouldn't believe her even if she explained it to him. Everything would be explained after Qin Feng killed the 4 disciples. After the demonic beasts retreated, the 4 disciples rushed over with their swords. When they saw Xiao Sure and Xiao Gong, their expressions immediately turned cold. Damn it. So it's you, bitch, who is behind this? Ha. Junior brothers, we are in luck this time. This girl is the one that Elder Ling He wants to capture. Once we capture her and meet up with the Elder, we will definitely be rewarded by the Elder. There is also a rank 2 demonic beast. Xiao Gong is also here. We have struck gold this time. A group of demonic beasts struck fear in their hearts, but a rank 2 demonic beast was nothing to the 4 disciples. Moreover, Xiao Sure and Xiao Gong were only spirit beast masters. Their martial arts realm was very low, so they were not worthy of the 4 disciples' attention. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The 4 disciples moved as fast as the wind and disappeared from Xiao Sure and Xiao Gong's sight. Xiao Gong's expression changed drastically. He anxiously shouted for Xiao Sure to run away. Xiao Sure was also a little worried. At this time, the white-furred demonic ape suddenly roared as if it had encountered a formidable enemy. Ha! Bitch, when I get my hands on you, I will have a taste of you first. Unbeknownst to them, a disciple had already appeared in the air. He swung his sword at the white-furred demonic ape's head. At the same time, 3 other figures appeared and surrounded the white-furred demonic ape. Rumble! Dozens of sword chi rained down at the same time. Xiao Sure and Xiao Gong shrieked in fear. The white-furred demonic ape's eyes were bloodshot. It forcibly raised its arms and used its body to block the ferocious sword chi. Demonic ape, run! Xiao Sure hastily shouted. The white-furred demonic ape looked as if it wanted to fight the 4 disciples head-on. However, in the end, it revealed an unwilling expression. It obeyed Xiao Sure's order and dashed toward Qin Feng. Seeing the white-furred demonic ape running away, the 4 spirit beast sect disciples became even more arrogant. The 4 of them chased after the white-furred demonic ape with swords in their hands. Bitch, do you think you can run away? I advise you to surrender, and we will be lenient with you. Otherwise, we will kill you. Xiao Gong, how dare you run away? Tell that demonic beast to stop. The 4 of them were as fast as 4 cheetahs leaping through the forest. Seeing that the distance between them was getting smaller and smaller, the white-furred demonic ape suddenly stopped. Ha! Good job, Xiao Gong. I will praise you when I see Elder Ling He later. The eldest disciple suddenly burst into laughter. The eldest disciple suddenly laughed. He thought that Xiao Gong had used his ability to stop the white-furred demonic ape. He leaped into the air and reached for Xiao Sure's chest with a wretched smile on his face. Xiao Gong's face turned pale when he saw the incoming disciple. However, Xiao Sure remained indifferent as if the disciple was air. Rumble! A muffled explosion suddenly resounded. 100-meter-long golden saber chi appeared in the air. The golden saber was like a holy light in the dark forest. It was so bright that the disciple could barely open his eyes. Chapter 1311. Chapter 1311. Killing 3 with 1 spear. Rumble. Under the horrified gazes of the 3, they saw their companion explode into a pile of flesh and blood, scattering all over the ground, and unrecognizable parts. Qin Feng had already landed in front of the white-furred demonic ape. His white clothes fluttered in the wind, and the golden phoenix in his hand flickered with radiance. He was like a god of war descending from the heavens. Xiao Gong's eyes were still wide open, unable to come to his senses. He was shocked by Qin Feng's power. Where did this person come from? One slash and a spirit beast sect disciple at the third level of true chi was chopped into mincemeat? The three's hearts trembled as they recognized Qin Feng. You dare to bully my woman? You're simply courting death. Qin Feng's expression was ice cold. The hatred between him and the spirit beast sect had long been irreconcilable. The disciple who spoke was called Ling Su, and the other two were Ling Xing and Ling Hu. Xiao Gong was a little afraid and hurriedly shouted, Ling Su, let us go and we'll forget about this matter, how about it? At the end of the day, Ling Xing and the other two were afraid of Qin Feng. As long as Qin Feng could scram, things would be much easier. Xiao Shishir didn't know what to say and couldn't persuade Xiao Gong. Rumble. Xiao Gong jumped in fright as he felt a berserk aura jolt him back. The expressions of the three spirit beast sect disciples changed drastically. Seeing the golden long blade above their heads was about to fall to the ground, they all fled in all directions. You dare to have designs on my woman, you must be tired of living. The golden phoenix appeared in front of him, and with one slash, all the towering trees within 100 meters were chopped in half. This guy is too fierce. Where is he from? Absolute sect disciple? Why does he look so unfamiliar? Qin Feng didn't pay attention to their nonsense. The golden phoenix in his hand continuously slashed down, and the entire devil beast mountain shook the heavens, causing the roars of beasts to come from the depths of the mountain. The three venerables at the third level of true chi attacked with all their might, but they were defeated by Qin Feng's fierce attacks. Ling Su's expression turned cold, and he suddenly stood motionless on the ground. He yelled at the two fleeing people, Quick, set up the sword formation and kill this guy. The three of them stood in a triangular formation. Ling Su stood at the front with both hands tightly gripping his long sword. The tip of the sword pointed straight to the sky. The two people behind him seemed to be activating some kind of technique. Suddenly, they slapped their palms on Ling Su's back. Two waves of majestic true chi rushed out and surged into Ling Su's body. The blue-grade spiritual sword in Ling Su's hand trembled spontaneously and suddenly pierced towards Qin Feng, who was descending from the sky. The cries of swords rang out everywhere. That aura was incomparably ferocious. Ling Su was only at the third level of true chi, yet he had the might of a fourth-level true chi expert. The rainbow demon storm's spear flowed with dense spiritual energy. As the spear pierced forward, it was as if the heavens and earth were shaking. Instantly, thousands of red spear shadows appeared in front of Qin Feng. How ferocious was this spear strike! One spear strike killed three venerables. Qin Feng had already landed on the ground, but Xiao Shishir and Xiao Gong were still in a daze. The white-furred demonic ape revealed a shocked expression. It was obvious that he was startled by Qin Feng's spear strike. Qin Feng put away the rainbow demon storm spear. The scarlet demon red equipment was too ferocious. The ground where the three disciples stood had sunk into a huge pit. He looked at Xiao Shishir and said, I've eliminated all four disciples of Spirit Beast sect. Now, only Ling Feng, Ling Yuner, and Ling He are left. Let's continue to search and strive to eliminate the three of them as well. Xiao Shishir's face was full of joy. She hugged Qin Feng's arm and cheered. Xiao Gong was still in a daze. When he heard that Qin Feng was going to kill Ling He and the other two, he was almost scared to death. Before Qin Feng could search for them, three white shadows flickered and arrived. Ling He and the other two took the initiative to find them. He immediately looked for Ling Feng and Ling Yuna. When he was about to return and meet up with Ling Su and the other three, he realized he was one step too late. Shit, sure. Hurry up and leave with your friends. I'll stop them, Ling Yuner lightly snorted. She struck out with her lily-white hand, and a majestic wave of true energy hit Xiao Gong and sent him flying into a tree. Xiao Shishir had already run to check on second uncle. She shook him a few times, but she couldn't wake Xiao Gong up. Sush. Ling He stood in the same place with a face full of disdain. Ling Feng also sneered. In their eyes, Qin Feng was at most a stage 4 true chi warrior. What was there to be afraid of? The moment the spear fell, thousands of fiery red spear shadows condensed in the air. Just as he shouted, the spear shadow landed on Ling Feng's body. He quickly raised his sword, and a purple sword light sliced through the air, blocking half of the spear light. However, he was still hit by the other half of the aura, and was instantly sent flying 100 meters away. Only then did a loud explosion. The row of thick trees was hit by Ling Feng. "How dare you, I'll make you die a horrible death." Ling He's palm seemed to be moving slowly, but it had already landed on Qin Feng. A muffled explosion sounded. Qin Feng didn't even have the chance to react before he was sent flying. The white-furred demonic ape was also enraged. It swung its huge arm, and the sound of wind breaking rose and fell in the air. Ling He couldn't even be bothered to look at the demonic ape. He casually swung his palm. The huge demonic ape suddenly froze, and its over 3 meters tall body fell straight to the ground. Buzz! Chapter 13:12. Both Ling He and Ling He charged at Xiao Shishir at the same time, but they were too late. A black shadow suddenly flew out from the forest. It was a black and red cheetah. It was so fast that it spat a ball of fire at Ling Yun, while pouncing at Ling He with its claws. Rumble! Ling He had no choice but to stop. He angrily slapped the cheetah with his paw. The tall red cheetah screamed in pain and fell to the ground 10 meters away. Ling He landed on his tiptoes and prepared to attack Xiao Shishir again. This time, 6 black shadows leaped at him. There were giant tigers, raging bulls, black bears, and wild boars. Ling Yun had been forced back more than 10 meters. She was fighting 4 demonic beasts that surrounded her. Ling He was furious. He slapped a demonic beast away, but more and more demonic beasts swarmed him. He was flustered, but he couldn't get close to Xiao Shishir. It was as if all the demonic beasts in the middle layer had rushed over. Their roars were earth-shattering, shaking the ground and swaying the forest. Xiao Shishir's face was deathly pale, and her forehead was covered with a thin layer of sweat. She was on the verge of collapsing. It was at this moment that a strange energy wave rippled out, and Xiao Gong, who had been knocked out by Ling Yun, woke up. Rumble! The demonic beasts seemed to have gone berserk under the control of 2 spirit beast masters. They ferociously attacked Ling He and Ling Yun, forcing them to retreat again and again. Ling Yun's little face was as pale as a sheet of paper. Under such a ferocious attack, she was on the verge of collapsing. Even Ling He's forehead was dripping with sweat. Fighting against over a dozen magical beasts at once was an extremely terrifying thing. "Elder Ling He, let's retreat." Ling Yun's voice was anxious. Her white dress was torn to shreds, and her clothes were barely covering her body. The spirit crane glanced at the pale-faced Xiao Shishir and the young man. He gritted his teeth and roared, "Hold on. Let's see how long those 2 bastards can last. How dare they kill the disciples of the spirit beast sect? They must pay with blood." Rumble! Something on Ling He's body seemed to explode. His aura skyrocketed, and the dense true energy around him took on a substantial form. A milky white radiance illuminated the surroundings. The spiritual crane also stopped clapping, wielding the long sword in its hand continuously. The group of demonic beasts fought with all their might, but they could not withstand a single blow from the spirit crane's sword light. The intense battle seemed to have just begun. The more the spirit crane killed, the more ferocious it became. A large group of demonic beasts' corpses lay beneath its feet. Fresh blood dyed the ground like a flowing river. Ling Yun had also completely exploded. Previously, she had been worried about how precious these demonic beasts were and had wanted to keep them alive so that she could subdue them and bring them back to the spirit beast sect. However, in the current situation, staying alive was the most important thing. The intense battle sent chills down people's spines. The group of demonic beasts had lost their minds. They disregarded their own lives and fought fiercely. Demonic beasts fell one after another, their flesh and blood splattered everywhere. Their howls shook the heavens, and Xiao Shishir's eyes were filled with tears. Buzz! The strange energy fluctuations suddenly shook and disappeared. Xiao Gong abruptly opened his eyes and looked at Xiao Shishir. "Shishir, you can't hold on any longer?" Xiao Shishir hugged her knees and squatted on the ground. Her eyes were dim. She did not dare to look at the cruel scene of blood flowing like a river. Her heart was filled with incomparable self-blame. It was as if she was the cause of these demonic beasts' deaths. Xiao Gong swept a glance at the battlefield, and he suddenly came to his senses. Looking at the fallen demonic beasts, his heart was also burning with anger. "You bunch of bastards, I'll fight it out with you." Xiao Gong suddenly ran toward the spiritual crane, but before he could reach it, the spiritual crane slapped him with its palm and sent him flying. Without Xiao Shishi's control, the demonic beasts gradually regained their consciousness. Seeing the bloody scene around them, many beasts fled in fright. The fierce battle gradually came to an end. The spiritual crane's eyes were completely bloodshot. It chased after the fleeing demonic beasts for a while. When there were no more beasts left, it walked back with satisfaction. "Why don't you use your ability to fight with me? You want to defeat me with just a few bastards? You must be dreaming." The spiritual crane walked toward Xiao Shishi with a cold expression. The long sword in his hand was dyed red with blood. Xiao Shishi crouched on the ground and sobbed helplessly. She launched the attack of the beasts to save Qin Feng's life. Not only did she fail to save him, but she also caused the tragic death of so many demonic beasts. Her heart had long fallen to the bottom of the abyss. Ling Yun also wore a cold expression. She stood by the side and stared coldly at Xiao Shishi. Although she survived the bloody battle, she was severely injured. Her white dress was completely torn, and she stood naked on the ground. Her body was dyed red with blood. Ling Feng was lying under a tree. No one knew if he was dead or alive after being shot by Qin Feng's spear. The spirit beast sect, which was initially incomparably powerful, had suffered heavy losses as well, and was now in a sorry state. "Elder spiritual crane, why waste your breath on that woman? Just kill her." Ling Yun's teeth chattered in anger. If Xiao Shishi hadn't attracted the demonic beasts, she wouldn't be in such a miserable state. The spiritual crane shook its head. Why would he kill a spirit beast master? Suddenly, an evil smile appeared on his face. Like a madman, he said, "Killing her is letting her off lightly. Since she dares to oppose us, I'll let her know the consequences. Help me defend the position. I'll satisfy this woman for once." The spiritual crane was old, but he suddenly unleashed his bestial nature. Ling Yun was stunned. But soon, a playful smile appeared on her face. She admired the spiritual crane's method of punishment. Xiao Gong was unconscious, and Qin Feng had been sent flying by the spirit crane. The horde of demonic beasts had also fled in fear. Xiao Shishi was the only one left on this piece of land. She crouched on the ground and shivered in fear. "What are you doing? Don't come near me." Xiao Shishi sensed the danger. She stared at the spiritual crane cautiously. The spiritual crane's ugly old face bloomed like a wild chrysanthemum. He approached Xiao Shishi and untied his belt. "I've lived for so long, but I've never played with a spirit beast master. You're lucky. Once you become my woman, I'll take good care of you." Xiao Shishi felt nauseous. She stood up and ran. The spiritual crane didn't care at all. It walked as slowly as if it was taking a stroll, but its speed was as fast as the wind. It was about to catch Xiao Shishi. But suddenly, a fierce horse neighed, startling the spiritual crane. It looked in the direction of the neigh. A gust of wind blew in the distance. A black shadow dashed toward the spiritual crane like a burning steed. "Ling He, die for your grandpa." The gust of wind was hundreds of meters away, but it reached the spiritual crane in the blink of an eye. Qin Feng stood on the flaming dragon horse and thrust the rainbow demon storm spear in his hand. In an instant, thousands of fiery spear rays condensed in front of him. Swoosh! Qin Feng grabbed Xiao Shishi and ran away as fast as he could. The spiritual crane wanted to give chase, but it was trapped by the ferocious spear rays. It hastily swung its sword. Suddenly, hundreds of sword rays appeared in the air and collided with the spear rays. Rumble! The forest was filled with explosions. Qin Feng carried Xiao Shishi as he ran. The ground he passed by exploded, and the flaming dragon horse neighed in fear. However, the spear ray didn't kill the spiritual crane. It didn't even cause much damage to him. Qin Feng didn't dare to stay any longer. The spiritual crane's realm was much higher than his. Even with the rainbow demon storm spear, Qin Feng couldn't do anything to him. Bastard, I want you to die a horrible death. The wave of spear rays tore apart the spiritual crane's white robe. Despite his age, he was running naked in the forest. The flaming dragon horse ran as fast as it could, and its limbs turned into shadows. The spiritual crane's speed was even faster than the gust of wind. Ling Yuner stood rooted to the ground. She was shocked by the power of Qin Feng's spear. She even felt a lingering fear. If the spear was aimed at her, she would have become a hornet's nest. Qin Feng, second uncle, is still there. What should we do? Qiao Shishir shivered in Qin Feng's arms. She was at a loss. Qin Feng glanced at the spiritual crane that was about to catch up with them. He didn't have time to worry about Qiao Gong. Don't worry. Your second uncle is a spiritual beast master. The spiritual crane won't do anything to him. Let's hide first and save him later. Qiao Shishir's anxiety eased a little. However, when she thought of the spiritual crane that was chasing after them, she started to worry again. After running for some time, Qiao Shishir cried out in alarm, "Oh no! The inner area of Devil Beast Mountain is in front of us. There are spiritual beasts there. We can't go in." As a spiritual beast master, Qiao Shishir knew how powerful spiritual beasts were. Those beasts were a level higher than demonic beasts and demonic beasts because they had intelligence that rivaled humans. Qiao Shishir had come to Devil Beast Mountain more times than Qin Feng, but she had never stepped into the deepest region. Spirit beasts were the most powerful beings in Devil Beast Mountain, and no other beasts dared to step into their territory, let alone humans. The flaming dragon horse neighed and reared its front hooves. It stopped at the entrance of the inner area. The spiritual beast could feel the terror inside. "Ha! Why aren't you running? You don't dare to enter the inner area? Even I can't enter the inner area, let alone you two. Come and die." The spiritual crane's maniacal laughter came from behind. It was standing dozens of meters away with a long sword in its hand and a playful expression on its face. Qin Feng put away the flaming dragon horse and hugged the shivering Qiao Shishir. His expression was grave as he looked at the pitch-black inner area behind him. His mind raced as he tried to come up with a countermeasure. Qin Feng knew how terrifying the inner area was. He had ridden the flaming golden eagle and circled above Devil Beast Mountain several times. Every time they entered the inner area, the flaming golden eagle would become agitated. Qin Feng stood in the air and looked down at the ground. The inner area was shrouded in a black mist, so he could not see what was going on inside. Rumble! While Qin Feng was still in a daze, the spiritual crane suddenly swung its sword. The air trembled, and the surging true energy was about to condense into a solid substance. Still. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. Without thinking, he thrust his spear forward. Thousands of red spear rays shrouded the void and illuminated the black mist in the inner area. Chapter 13:13. Ling He suddenly came back to his senses and looked at the two who disappeared into the deeper region of empty spirit beast. His old eyes shot out a cold light. "You bastard couple! Even if you escape in, you will still die." Ling He was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. He never thought that Qin Feng would dare to enter the deeper region. He paced around the entrance for a long time but didn't dare to step into the gloomy place shrouded in black fog. A gust of wind blew, and Ling Yun rushed over. "Elder Ling He, where are they?" Ling He said with a cold face, "They escaped in." Ling Yun looked at the gloomy and dense forest, and her heart trembled. They escaped into the deeper region? They must be tired of living even with Ling He's unfathomable realm. He didn't dare to bring the spirit beast sex disciples into the deeper region. Now that 4 of the spirit beast sex disciples were dead, Ling Feng was severely injured, and only he and Ling Yun were left. Ling He didn't dare to step into the deeper region. "Elder Ling He, what should we do now?" Ling Yun was nervous, afraid that Ling He would rush in and kill. Ling He wasn't that stupid. He decided to wait at the entrance for a while and observe the situation. He suddenly looked at Ling Yun. Ling Yun's clothes were tattered, and only a few pieces of cloth were hanging on her body. Even the most secretive parts were not fully covered. The evil fire in Ling He's heart suddenly leaped up, and he walked towards Ling Yun, step by step. Elder Ling He, what are you doing? Ling Yun looked at Ling He's green eyes and was so frightened that she quickly stepped back. At this moment, Ling He's clothes were also not covering his body, and the two were like wild beasts in the forest. Yun, don't run away. As the little elder of Spirit Beast sect, my status is not bad. If you follow me in the future, I won't treat you badly, right? Since Ling He already expressed his intention, he didn't hide it anymore. He glanced at Ling Yun's body and admired it while tearing off a few pieces of cloth on his body. Ling Yun was so scared that she was at a loss. She was gloating when Ling He pushed Xiao Shishir. She never thought that it would be her turn. Elder Lingi, don't come any closer. Why, you're too old. Ling Yun's looks were considered outstanding, and there were many genius disciples from the big sects who were pursuing her. In comparison, Ling He was just a little elder of the Spirit Beast sect. How could he possibly enter Ling Yun's eyes? If she really wanted to use her body to find a backer, she would have already bewitched the great elder of Spirit Beast sect. Ling He's face suddenly turned cold. He was very dissatisfied with Ling Yun's rejection. He knew that he was not worthy of this woman, but this triggered the wild desire to conquer in him. Bitch, it's your fortune that I've taken a liking to you. Don't be so shameless. I advise you to obediently obey me. Otherwise, I'll slap you to death. The spirit crane roared and swooped over. Ling Yun was so scared that she didn't dare to move. She was held in the arms of the spirit crane. The old man looked as if he hadn't touched a woman for more than 10 years. Like a wild beast, he ravaged Ling Yun's tender skin, causing Ling Yun to cry out in pain. The fierce battle went on for more than 2 hours. The spirit crane looked at the delicate Ling Yun in his arms and revealed a satisfied expression. Ling Yun's snow-white skin became red and swollen. Her eyes were empty and lifeless, as if she was a puppet whose soul had been sucked out. Don't be sad. This is how it is between a man and a woman. I'm still a little elder of the Spirit Beast sect. After we hunt a large number of demonic beasts and return to the sect, I might be promoted to the Great Elder. You can follow me in the future. I won't treat you unfairly. After that, the spirit crane started to coax Ling Yun. He was actually quite afraid. If Ling Yun revealed this matter when she returned to the sect, he would be waiting to be punished. Ling Yun sat on the ground in a daze. At this moment, Ling Feng supported his body and walked over. He was limping as he walked. It seemed like he had been seriously injured by Qin Feng's spear. Elder Ling He, Junior Sister Yun, are you all right? Where's that adulterous couple? Did you catch them? Ling Feng's face was full of anger. He wanted to skin Qin Feng alive. The spirit crane was ready to have some fun with Ling Yun. He immediately stood up and put on a serious expression. Feng, we're fine. How about you? How do you feel? Ling Feng clutched his abdomen. His face was as white as paper. Qin Feng's spear was so powerful that it made him, a revered martial artist at the 5th stage of true Qi, feel a lingering fear. However, Ling Feng didn't want to lose face, so he pretended to be fine. I've troubled Elder Ling He. I'm fine. Elder, why are you and Yun naked? You guys? The spirit crane jumped in fright. He didn't wait for Ling Feng to finish before he scolded. What are you thinking? You and Yun are my disciples. How could I do such a thing? It's that adulterous couple. They attracted a large number of demonic beasts and attacked us. They tore our clothes apart. Yun was even injured. Ling Feng didn't suspect anything. He didn't think that the spirit crane really pushed Ling Yun. He was stunned. That adulterous couple is really daring. How dare they go against our spirit beast sect? But right where they? Seeing that Ling Feng didn't suspect anything, the spirit crane let out a long sigh of relief. They hid in there. Ling Feng looked at the forest behind him that was filled with black fog. His pupils shrank. They dared to enter the depths of demonic beast mountain? That's courting death. I think they're hiding at the edge waiting for us to leave. I'm not leaving. We'll guard the entrance. Let's see how long that adulterous couple can last. The spirit crane already had a plan. He planned to stay in the vicinity and capture a few demonic beasts to report back. Since the spirit crane had spoken, Ling Feng naturally had to obey. Ling Yun was stunned and couldn't come back to her senses. This time, there were many extinct sects that came out of seclusion. Other than the Spirit Beast sect and the Thousand Shadow sect, there were also a large number of revered martial artists from the extinct sects that snuck into the outer martial world and the secular world. These people were dressed strangely. They wore ancient robes and had their hair tied up on top of their heads. However, this only caused the people in the city to be slightly surprised. They didn't really think much of it, huh? There's actually such a magnificent sect in the secular world? It's almost as imposing as my Big White Barn sect. At the foot of Acropolis City's Hero City, a group of men and women in gray robes suddenly stood up. At the front of the group stood a handsome man in his early 30s. His long hair fluttered in the wind and he had an imposing appearance. He could instantly beat the most popular male stars in China. A woman behind him walked forward. She had fine black hair and willowy eyebrows. She looked like a woman who had walked out of a painting. If she entered the film industry, she would definitely capture the hearts of millions of people. Senior brother Xie Bing, the spiritual energy here is abundant. It's almost as dense as the spiritual energy in our extinct sects. When we came out of seclusion, the elders said that martial arts in China's secular world had already declined. Those martial arts cultivators were like ants. It seems like it's not as bad as they said. The female disciple's voice was like water. Coupled with her beautiful appearance, she looked like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Xie Bing pulled her into his embrace and secretly pinched the woman's perky butt. He said, "Junior sister Xie Fei, are you curious?" Xie Fei blushed and squirmed in Xie Bing's embrace. In the end, she allowed Xie Bing to touch her body. "Senior brother, I'm indeed curious. What sect is this? What realm is the city lord inside?" This group of 6 people were all disciples of the extinct sect's White Barn sect. It was rare for them to come out of seclusion to train in the secular world. The group was led by Xie Bing. He looked at the words, Hero City, with disdain and walked with junior sister Xie Fei in his arms. Since junior sister is curious, let's go in and take a look. The secular world is filled with martial arts cultivators and ants. With our noble status as the disciples of the extinct sects, even the city lord has to personally entertain us. Xie Bing took the lead and the 4 disciples followed closely behind. However, when they arrived at the entrance of Hero City, they were stopped by the guards. "Everyone, this is an important place in Hero City. You need a pass to enter." The group froze. Xie Bing's expression turned cold and he shouted in a low voice, "Who dares to stop me from going where I want to go? Isn't it just a lousy city? You need a pass? Call your city lord over. This daddy wants to see what kind of plaything he is." Xie Bing was so arrogant that the Feng group members guarding the gate were not happy. Currently, Qin Fen was the leader of the martial arts world in China. Under young Master Qin's might, no one had come to Hero City to cause trouble for a long time. Now, however, 6 ignorant brats had come. "You want to see our city lord Qin? If you don't have a pass, then scram. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite." One of the guards held a crescent moon blade and stood at the gate like a mountain. Hero City now had the Sea Heart Formation, the Spirit Gathering Formation, and the Spirit Guiding Formation. The members of the Feng group had almost broken through the threshold of the inner chi stage and became martial artists. Xie Bing's expression darkened. He didn't waste words and struck out with his palm. The strong man standing at the gate didn't even have a chance to react and was sent flying into Hero City. Rumble. The sound of landing and impact seemed to explode at the same time. The people coming and going in Hero City startled the crowd. Of the 18 guards guarding the door, the other 17 were startled awake and quickly surrounded Xie Bing and the other 5. "Brat, you dare to attack the people of Hero City? I think you're tired of living. Do you know who our city lord is? He's Qin Feng from China. I advise you to surrender and wait for the punishment of Hero City. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. The crowd spoke ruthlessly, but Xie Bing's group had a playful smile on their faces. They were all powerful martial artists who had reached the true energy realm. The strongest Feng group guard in front of them was only a stage 4 inner chi. In their eyes, he was like a baby. How ignorant and fearless! How dare you lowly scum threaten me? Then I'll teach you a lesson. Rumble! As soon as Xie Bing finished speaking, he struck out with his palms. Chapter 13-14. After he sent the guards flying, Xie Bing strode into Hero City as if nothing had happened. Xie Fei and the others followed behind. No one looked at the Feng group bodyguards. In their eyes, these people were like ants. Inside the Hero City, flowers bloomed like a brocade. The extraordinarily lively scene made the 6 people's eyes light up. However, the people in the city stared at them with vigilance. They were frightened by Xie Bing's skills. Little junior sister, aren't we in now? Have you satisfied your curiosity? Should I reward senior brother properly tonight? Xie Bing hugged Xie Fei and started caressing her without restraint. Xie Fei pretended not to see and said, "Senior brother is the best. It's so bustling here. Why are the houses so big? How can we escape if they collapse? And those cars, we can't see them in the despair sect." When Xie Fei was 1, she was chosen by an elder from the despair sect and was brought back to the sect to cultivate. This was the first time she came out of seclusion. Seeing the bustling city in front of her, she was very excited. She didn't want to return to the despair sect. Xie Bing had come out of seclusion with his master once 20 years ago, but the secular world had developed so quickly. Looking at the unfamiliar buildings and high technology, as well as the beauties wearing spaghetti straps and miniskirts on the streets, Xie Bing was tempted. He wanted to pounce on the group of women and push them down. Since little junior sister likes it here, let's stay a few more days. I'll ask the city lord to come out and receive us. If that person doesn't obey, I'll kill him and take the entire city for myself. Xie Bing's words were extremely domineering, but Xie Fei clapped her hands excitedly. Everyone knew that Xie Bing had the ability to do so. Now that he had stepped into the realm of the 5th stage of true Qi, she dared to ask all the martial artists in the secular world of Huaxia, who could be a match for her eldest senior brother. Just as they were thinking about calling the city lord over to be their lackey, they saw a few beautiful figures rushing over. Seeing the row of women who were not inferior to Xie Fei, Xie Bing's stomach was immediately ignited with a ball of evil fire. Who dares trespass into Hero City? Hurry up and apologize. Hua Yan was the first to arrive. She had been cultivating hard in the formation on the mountain. Now that she had stepped into the peak of the 9th stage of demonic cultivation, she was invincible under the true Qi realm. When Xiaoyao rushed over. This woman's leveling speed was also very fast, and her strength was comparable to Hua Yan's. The 2 women were the most powerful women in Hero City. After a while, Lin Beibei, Han Ying Bai Qing and the other women arrived. Who are you people? Why did you break into this place? And you want to injure the people of Hero City? Han Ying walked to the front of the girls. Although her cultivation level was not high, she was the elder sister among the sisters. Han Ying was the one who made the decisions for the important matters. Seeing the beauties rushing over one after another, Xie Bing's eyes almost popped out. He revealed a frivolous expression and said, "Hee hee. So this is the city of daughters? Or the city of beauties? Are you the owners of this place? My name is Xie Bing, and I happen to be passing by this place. If I have offended you in any way, I hope the beauties will forgive me." Xie Bing's mouth was full of arrogant and vulgar words just now, but when he saw a beauty, he changed into a gentleman. However, the girls were not optimistic about Xie Bing. They could see the evil in the depths of his eyes. "I don't care where you are from, but if you dare to injure the people of Hero City, you must be punished." Han Ying's expression was cold, and she did not give Xie Bing a chance. Xie Bing was not angry, but Xie Fei, who was in his arms, was a little unhappy. A woman's jealousy exploded. A bunch of wild peacocks dare to behave atrociously in front of a phoenix like me? You want us to be punished? Do you have the ability to do so? The girl's expressions turned cold. Hua Yen had a fiery temper, and she already slapped her hands. You'll know if you have the ability or not if you try. Boom! Her lily-white hand fell, and the seemingly soft palm pierced through the air. Even Han Ying and the other women were shocked. They did not expect Hua Yen to be so powerful now. Xie Fei smiled coldly and did not dodge. She suddenly swung her sword in the air, and a blue sword ray appeared, striking Hua Yen to the ground. Yen, are you okay? Han Ying was shocked, and she ran to help Hua Yen up. Hua Yan's beautiful eyes were filled with shock. She ignored the wound on her arm and looked at Xie Fei in disbelief. This woman is so powerful? Hua Yen felt that she could not even withstand one move from Xie Fei. Ren Xiaoyao was also stunned, but she quickly regained her senses. She pulled out the waning moon sword from her back and thrust it forward. Moonlight sword technique. With a delicate cry, a crescent moon suddenly appeared behind Ren Xiaoyao. Her aura changed drastically, and she emitted a chilling aura. She looked like a moon goddess under the moonlight. The sword she turned into a crescent moon and flew forward. This sword technique was extremely exquisite. Qin Feng's 9 swords of Dugu was only able to fight Ren Xiaoyao's moonlight sword technique to a draw. However, Xie Fei still stood in the same place. Ren Xiaoyao's realm was too far below hers, and she could only unleash less than 1/10 of the sword technique's power. You're just a stage 9 inner chi cultivator, and you dare to attack me? Xie Fei casually swatted her hand, and her face was full of disdain. A majestic wave of true chi blew toward Ren Xiaoyao, and the crescent moon behind her suddenly disappeared. Ren Xiaoyao was sent flying into the sky. Xiaoyao, the girls shouted anxiously. Lin Beibei had already leaped into the air to catch Ren Xiaoyao. The rest of the girls glared at Xie Fei coldly, but they did not act rashly. Even Hua Yen and Ren Xiaoyao, who were the strongest among the girls, were defeated. It was obvious that they were no match for Xie Fei. Who are you people? Liu Chen's expression was as cold as ice. Xie Fei's body turned cold. She was about to send the girls flying again when Xie Bing stepped forward and stopped her. I've said it before. We're passing by this place, and we'd like to stay here for a few days. I hope you can make an exception. Xie Bing had a harmless smile on his face. Xie Fei was instantly displeased. Senior brother Xie Bing, Before Xie Fei could finish her sentence, Xie Bing, who was originally obedient to her, suddenly reprimanded her. Little junior sister, you don't have to say anything. This is someone else's territory. We should be polite. Don't make a move, or else I won't go easy on you. Xie Fei was stunned. She felt like she was in a dream. She was half dead with anger. This stinky man immediately became hostile when he saw other beauties. He was shameless to the extreme. Under Xie Bing's powerful influence, Xie Fei could only sulk at the side with a cold expression. Xie Bing chuckled as he walked toward Han Ying and said, "Beauty, please take us to a room. I wonder if you have time to show me around your city. How about it?" How could Han Ying not see through Xie Bing's pettiness? She said with a cold expression, "Hero City won't keep you. Hurry up and leave." As a genius disciple of the Absolute Death sect, Xie Bing was usually arrogant and unruly. Now, in order to trick these beauties into his hands, he even tried to curry favor with them. In the end, Han Ying did not appreciate his kindness. This caused Xie Bing to lose his patience. "Beauty, I'm giving you face by saying so much. If you don't appreciate it, don't blame me for being hostile." Xie Bing's sudden change in attitude made Han Ying's chest heave in anger. However, at this moment, an angry roar came from behind the girls. Lu Jie and Longhair rushed over with a group of Feng group members. There were also many disciples from the outer martial arts world who were stationed here. "Bastard! How dare you disrespect sister-in-law?" As Qin Feng's #1 follower, Lu Jie's temper was also like thunder. He swung the Overlord slash in his hand and drew an orange arc in the air. Xie Bing sneered and casually struck his palm toward the sky. A muffled explosion sounded, and Lu Jie was sent flying dozens of meters away. "How dare you cause trouble in Hero City?" Heroes of the martial arts world, let's attack together. The outer martial arts world's disciples' faces turned cold, and a chilly aura exploded from their bodies. Their strength was relatively higher than Stage 6 inner chi, and some of them had reached the peak of Stage 9 inner chi. These people were the cream of the crop among the martial artists in the secular world, but they were nothing in the eyes of Xie Bing and the disciples of the Absolute Sect. Dozens of black figures flew towards Xie Bing and blocked out half of the light in the sky. They held different kinds of weapons: spears, swords, sabers, staffs, and whips. Their attacks rained down on Xie Bing and the others. It was as if the sky was filled with muffled thunder. You're just a bunch of ants in the stage of inner chi. Scram! Xie Bing roared, and the crowd fled in panic. He suddenly drew the sword from his waist, and a blue sword ray shot toward the sky. Instantly, the surrounding area was enveloped by sword chi. A loud explosion sounded, and the attacks from the outer martial arts world's disciples dissipated instantly. However, Xie Bing's sword chi was still as fierce as ever, and it sent the disciples who surrounded him flying. Everyone was like a fairy scattering flowers, causing the crowd to exclaim one after another. This was Hero City. Since when did anyone dare to cause trouble in Hero City? Where did those men and women who dressed like ancient people come from? How dare they cause trouble in Hero City? Those people are so powerful. I can't believe they defeated the experts of Hero City. Oh no! I just got my resident permit in Hero City. Don't tell me that Hero City has fallen so soon? You're overthinking it. The mayor of Hero City is young Master Qin, the strongest martial artist in the secular world. These people are reckless. Once young Master Qin comes back, he'll teach them a lesson, the crowd discussed among themselves. They had no idea what was going on. The first batch of outer martial arts world's disciples fell to the ground a long time ago, but more martial artists rushed over. There were many martial artists, and the sky was filled with their black shadows. Even Xie Bing was a little flustered from the fight. You bunch of ants who don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. I'm going to take down this city and make all of you my slaves. What are you waiting for? Attack together. Xie Bing roared, and Xie Fei and the other 4 disciples snapped out of their daze. Chapter 13-15. Xie Fei and the others did not have time to think. They drew their swords and joined the battle. Hero City was in a mess. The destructive power of the battle was so great that the buildings at the entrance were all razed to the ground. Many onlookers were injured. Where did these people come from? Why are they so powerful? Holy shit! All 6 of them are true energy realm powerhouses, especially that young man. His strength is unfathomable. We are no match for them. Hurry up and call Alliance leader Qin back. The battle had just started, but the people of Hero City could no longer hold on. Xie Bing and the other 5 were true energy realm powerhouses. Any one of them could be called a king in the secular world. The disciples of the Extinction sect were powerful and arrogant. They had completely disrupted the order of the secular world. Sisters-in-law, retreat now. These people are too strong. We can't hold on any longer. Lu Jie, who was riddled with scars, stood in front of the women with the Overlord slash. Qin Wudao and Qin Yi had also arrived. Qin Wudao was a Stage 9 Inner Chi expert and a Rank 6 paranormal ability user trained by the William family of the United States. However, after witnessing the strength of Xie Bing and her companions, he was utterly shocked. Brother, are these people Big Brother's enemies? Qin Yi was known as Little Zhuge. He was mainly in charge of the development strategy of Hero City. He was still a beginner on the path of martial arts. Qin Wudao had ice in one hand and fire in the other, but he could not stop the disciples of Baizong sect. He shouted anxiously, Qin Yi, take your sisters-in-law and leave first. Get your big brother back. Hero City is facing an unprecedented disaster. Don't step into Hero City before Big Brother Qin comes back. As the strongest person on the battlefield, Qin Wudao was deeply aware of the crisis that Hero City was facing. He also knew that Xie Bing had ulterior motives for Lin Bei Bei and the other women. If he let the women stay here, they would be in big trouble. Lu Jie, long hair, Qin Wudao, Yunzhe, Qin Feng's subordinates, swore to charge at the front. Even if they were heavily injured, they would use their lives to protect the city and the women. Rin Xiao Yao and Hua Yen had already retreated. The two of them realized that their opponent was too powerful, and they could not be defeated. When the women saw the citizens of Hero City flee for their lives and the buildings and streets they had built with great care being destroyed, they were filled with rage. "Sisters, let's go." Han Ying gritted her teeth. She was an extremely rational woman and always looked at the bigger picture. Lin Beibei was already in tears. She hugged Li Yuchen tightly like a frightened rabbit. "Big sister Yuchen, what should we do?" When Qin Fen left, he left Hero City to us. If he comes back and finds out that it has become like this, he'll be angry. Li Yuchen started cultivating relatively late, so she didn't even have the qualifications to participate in this battle. She hugged Lin Beibei tightly with heartache and said, "Beibei, don't cry, let's go first. Qin Feng will help us get revenge, he won't be angry at us." Under Han Ying's forceful tugs, the beauties were taken away one by one. The women were very reluctant to leave. They had long since treated Hero City as their home, and Lu Jie and the others were treated as family. Now, they were abandoning their home and family just like that? What was the point of surviving? "No, I don't want to go, I want to wait for Qin Feng to come back." Lin Beibei, who had the weakest personality, was determined at this moment. She gritted her teeth, broke free from Li Yuchen's hold, and rushed to the battlefield. "Oh no, Beibei is in danger." Li Yuchen was so scared that she lost her head. She didn't care that her strength was too low, so she leaped up and chased after Lin Beibei. Ren Xiaoyao was stunned for a moment. She suddenly pulled out the waning moon sword from her back and shouted, "Qin Feng, I hope you come back in time. I'll protect my home for you, even if I die." Crack! As if a bolt of lightning had fallen from the sky, a red whip shadow spread out densely. Hua Yen did not run. She swung the blood shadow whip at her waist, and she looked like a heroine descending to the mortal world. Han Ying was stunned. Although she was always rational, a storm raged in the depths of her heart. Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing teamed up and left. Su Qiuyu and Su Xiatian fought side by side. Yun Xiao, Ma Xen, Chang Xen, Li Shan, Zhang Ke, all the women came out at the same time. It was as if 100 flowers were blooming. Han Ying could no longer hold back the hot blood in her heart. She let out a delicate laugh and rushed forward. "I can die without regrets if I can become good sisters with all of you. Let us fight for Qin Feng, for our home." More than a dozen beautiful women rushed forward. Moreover, they were all martial artists. Some of them even had great skills. Xie Bing and the others were shocked. Lu Jie and the others were scared out of their wits. They didn't expect the women to come back. The battle instantly became more intense. Lu Jie and the others fought with all their might. They were afraid that Lin Beibei and the other women would be hurt. Rumble! For a moment, a loud explosion reverberated throughout the city. Those who didn't know better would think that Hero City was celebrating some festival with firecrackers. Although White Barn Sect's disciples were few, they were all powerful martial artists who had reached the true energy realm. Although Hero City was full of experts, they couldn't withstand the fierce attack of these 6 people. One after another, the outer martial artists fell into a pool of blood. Qin Wudao and the others, who were the main force, were also covered in blood. Xie Bing fought fiercely. A frivolous smile hung on his face. Until now, he had not suffered a single attack. A group of ants. No matter how many ants there are, they can't move an elephant. Let me start killing today. Rumble! A loud sound suddenly exploded on Xie Bing's body. He had been saving his strength all along. Although the battle before was fierce, White Barn Sect's people had held back and didn't use their killing moves. At this moment, Xie Bing didn't care so much. The long sword in his hand rose and fell. In an instant, more than a dozen outer martial artists' bodies exploded. They couldn't be more dead, all the women were stunned. They were stunned by this bloody scene. Lu Jie and the others had extremely grave expressions. They were still a little afraid, but they didn't run away. They clenched their teeth and endured. Sisters-in-law, this group of people wants to kill. Hurry up and leave. Otherwise, it'll be too late. Now is not the time to be a hero. Sisters-in-law, retreat. The whole city was filled with roars. Qin Wudao and the others were anxious to death. They were already strong arrows. Once the enemy broke through their line of defense, how could Lin Bei and the other women have a good ending? The situation was getting more and more dangerous. It scared many women. They weren't afraid of death. They just didn't want to see Qin Wudao and the others get killed. They didn't want to see Hero City being occupied. All that's left are you annoying flies. Who should I start with? You damn fatty, shouted the loudest. I'll start with you. Xie Bing held the blue spiritual sword in his hand and looked at the crowd with a playful smile. Finally, he thrust his long sword toward Lu Jie. All the women were frightened. Qin Wudao and the others' expressions changed drastically. However, Xie Bing's speed was too fast. They were willing but unable to do anything. They could only watch helplessly and despair as Lu Jie was sacrificed. Whoosh! A ray of pink light arrived in front of Lu Jie. He was sent flying by the aftershock of the airflow, but he escaped Xie Bing's sword. Who dares to ruin my plan? Get your ass out here right now. Xie Bing carried his long sword on his back. His black eyes flickered with cold light as he swept his gaze toward the void. All the women, Qin Wudao, and the others were overjoyed. Lin Bei shouted, Qin Fen, are you back? Lin Bei asked the question that was on everyone's mind. Then, they heard a gust of wind in the void. There was a white shadow and pink light flashing in the wind. It was Divine Dragon's voice. Qin Fen has important matters to attend to. Today, I'm here to uphold justice for him. Divine Dragon had already appeared. No one knew when he landed in front of the crowd. Xie Bing looked at Divine Dragon with disdain. He sneered and said, You're Divine Dragon? The #1 martial artist in the secular world of Huaxia? Divine Dragon had become famous in the secular world of Huaxia 20 years ago. The people of the Extinction sect had heard of him. After all, he represented the height of martial arts in the secular world. As for the news of Qin Fen defeating Divine Dragon, it was only spread in the martial arts circle of the secular world and the outer world. The disciples of the Extinction sect who had just come out of seclusion had no idea who Qin Fen was. Why are you here to cause trouble? Divine Dragon's gaze was solemn. He had just been defeated by a young man a few days ago. Now that he knew that Hero City was in trouble, he rushed over. However, he found that the troublemakers were all powerhouses in the true energy realm. Why were there so many martial arts powerhouses in the secular world all of a sudden? Even Divine Dragon could not figure it out. Don't think that you're great just because you're the #1 martial artist in the secular world of Huaxia. We're from the Extinction sect. In my eyes, you're nothing. Xie Bing had an arrogant attitude from beginning to end. These words caused Lin Bei and the others to be greatly shocked in their hearts. A few days ago, Qin Fen had been searching for the whereabouts of the Extinction sect. His mother was a disciple of the Extinction sect, Thousand Shadows sect. He did not expect that there would be disciples of the Extinction sect coming out of seclusion. Moreover, these people did not even take Divine Dragon seriously. How powerful was this Extinction sect? Divine Dragon's expression became more and more solemn. The person who defeated him a few days ago was Yi Beixian, a disciple of the Extinction sect who had come out of seclusion. Now that he had met a powerhouse from the Extinction sect again, he could not help but wonder if the Extinction sect's formation that only appeared once every decade had been activated. Was this a large-scale training of the sect's disciples? At Divine Dragon's level, he had heard of the Extinction sect. Moreover, the Huaxia government had a secret relationship with the Extinction sect. The people of the Extinction sect lived in seclusion and were not allowed to interfere with the normal lives of the secular world. The Huaxia government would not step into the Extinction sect and would not suppress their development. Divine Dragon looked at the ruins of the entrance of Hero City. The ground was covered in blood. Other than a group of martial artists who had suffered heavy casualties, many ordinary people in the secular world had been mistakenly killed. This scene enraged him. He stared at Xie Bing and shouted, Since you're from the Extinction sect, you should know about the peace agreement between the Extinction sect and the Huaxia government. Why did you come out of seclusion to kill? You've violated the agreement between the two parties. I can sentence you to death. Chapter 13:16. Remembering in 1 second, Pen's sexual interest, Pavilion. This is a wonderful free reading without a pop-up window. The divine dragon was now at stage 2 of true qi. He was second only to Qin Feng in the secular world of Huaxia, and was revered by all the martial artists of Huaxia. However, in Xie Bing's eyes, this level of cultivation did not place it in his heart at all. Humph! Didn't they just kill a few ordinary people and a few martial artists? Was that a violation of the peace treaty? Not to mention you standing here, even if the higher-ups of Huaxia came, so what? We are disciples of the Extinction sect, and our status is incomparably noble. The cultivation world that we pursue is not something that you bunch of mortals can understand. Hurry up and scram, or I won't be polite to you. Even though the dragon god was here, Xie Bing's arrogance did not diminish at all. His attitude caused the crowd to exclaim. This was the divine dragon who had guarded the peace of the secular world of Huaxia for 20 years. He was the symbol of martial arts in the secular world of Huaxia. How could these people be so arrogant? The divine dragon's expression was extremely solemn. He was wary of Xie Bing and the rest's skills, which was why he brought up the country's name. He did not expect this group of disciples to be so arrogant that they did not even care about Huaxia. Since you refuse to come to your senses, don't blame me for being impolite. Amidst the exclamations of the crowd, the divine dragon turned into a beam of pink light and disappeared. In the blink of an eye, he appeared above Xie Bing's head from a few meters away. He held a pink longsword in his hand and slashed down from the sky. Rumble! There was a loud explosion. The divine dragon's domineering slash had started the battle. Even though he was only at stage 2 of true qi, with the help of the system, he was invincible among those at stage 3 of true qi. A streak of pink blade qi that was tens of meters long condensed in an instant. The disciples of the White Warehouse sect were in a state of panic. As expected of the pinnacle of martial arts in the secular world of China. You do have some strength, but in front of me, you're like an ant. Such a powerful strike caused the Wulin disciples, Lin Bei, and the other girls to feel awe. However, they saw Xie Bing's lips curl into a cold smile. She leaped up and faced the blade energy head-on. With a wave of his hand, a blue sword aura shot up into the sky. The sword aura condensed in the void was instantly broken. The divine dragon's pupils shrank, and before he could dodge, he was sent flying by the sword aura. Rumble! The sound of his landing was loud, as if a meteorite had fallen from the sky. A huge crater appeared on the ground, and the divine dragon lay in it, unaware of the situation. The surroundings were filled with exclamations of surprise, and the sounds of discussion surged like a tide. What's going on? That's it? Senior Dragon God lost? Defeated in one move? He's the pinnacle of martial arts in the secular world of Huaxia. This group of people is too ferocious. What kind of place is the Absolute Gate? This is the first time I've heard of it. I'm afraid that even if young Master Qin returns, he might not be a match for them. Lin Bei and the other girls widened their eyes in shock. Lu Jie and the others were still in a daze. Everyone was shocked. Only now did they realize how powerful Xie Bing was. How many people in the whole of Huaxia could send a true energy realm divine dragon flying with a single palm strike? Xie Bing enjoyed the shocked expressions on everyone's faces. Listening to everyone talking about him, he felt as if he was going to float to the sky. He didn't even look at the life or death of the divine dragon in the sky crater. He walked in front of Han Ying and the other women with a smirk on his face. What do you think, beauties? Do you still want me to leave? If you know what's good for you, follow me obediently for a few days. When I'm in a good mood, I can teach you a few moves. I promise I'll help you break through your current realm. Xie Bing was still thinking about the women. He had been cooped up in the Absolute Gate for too long. Although there were many beauties in the Absolute Gate, They mainly focused on cultivation and were relatively indifferent to the matters between men and women. Now that he had come out of seclusion and came to Flower City, Xie Bing's saliva almost flowed out when he saw the streets full of beauties in low-cut dresses and miniskirts. To stop your wishful thinking. Even if we die, it won't have anything to do with you. Han Yingying knew how powerful Xie Bing was, but she met his gaze with a cold expression. The smile on Xie Bing's face disappeared. The veins on the side of his mouth were throbbing, but he suddenly laughed out loud. Good, very good. I like women with hot bodies and strong personalities like you. Since you won't obey me, I have ways to make you submit. The women's hearts tightened, and they instinctively retreated a few steps. Xie Bing waved his hand and ordered the junior brothers behind him, "The four of you, go and capture those women, then chase all the people in the city away. If anyone dares to disobey, kill them without mercy." Xie Bing's order was as if he was the king of this city. The four juniors started to move, and Hero City was plunged into chaos. The ordinary people who lived in the city covered their heads and fled like rats, while Lu Jie and the others forced themselves to fight again. Ta-da! It was at this moment that a series of rumbling noises came from the sky, and a few fighter jets flew toward them. Dozens of military vehicles landed on the ground, and they kicked up a cloud of dust wherever they went. Lu Jie and the others were stunned by the huge formation. Xie Bing and the others also stopped fighting and looked at the advanced weapons in the sky and on the ground curiously. Swoosh! A sudden gust of wind blew, and a dozen black figures flashed toward them. Xie Bing's expression turned cold and he shouted, "Who are you? Are you here to die?" As soon as he finished speaking, 12 figures appeared in front of him. One of them stepped forward and said, "We are the 12 peaks of China's dragon sect. Hero City is an important place in China, and it is highly protected. For you, how dare you cause trouble here?" Ever since Qin Feng led the Chinese army and the foreign martial artists back to the island, his status in China was unrivaled. The Dragon Sect had sent an elite team to protect the safety of Hero City. It had only been 10 minutes since Xie Bing and the others started the trouble, and this group of fully armed elites had already arrived. 12 peaks, you are here as well? Another white figure landed. Shen Long's hair was disheveled, and his face was pale. It was obvious that he was heavily injured by the palm strike. These are the disciples of the Extinction Sect. They have committed atrocities in the secular world. I've warned them, but they ignored me. The Divine Dragon explained the situation, and the 12 upper peak masters were stunned. Their eyes shone with seriousness. No one expected the people of the Extinction Sect to come out of seclusion. It seemed like the secular world of China was going to be in chaos again. Since you are the disciples of the Extinction Sect, you should know that the Extinction Sect has signed a peace treaty with the Chinese government. Why are you still killing people here? The representatives of the 12 peaks said coldly, but they were worried. The Extinction Sect was the most mysterious existence in China's martial arts world. It was a sacred place for cultivation that had been passed down since ancient times. The Chinese government had sent troops to search for the Extinction Sect, but they returned empty-handed every time. Compared to the hidden sects of the foreign martial arts world, the Extinction Sect was more powerful and secretive. It was as if their sect did not exist on Earth. Other than the people of the Extinction Sect, no one else had ever entered the place. When Xie Bing saw that the 12 old men were repeating the same words that the dragon god had said, she lost her patience. I just killed a few ants. Why would the Chinese government care about such a trivial matter? I advise you to leave now. Don't delay my business. The 12 peaks were infuriated by Xie Bing's arrogant attitude. How many people in China dared to speak to them like this? How dare you? You are just people of the Extinction Sect. You have no right to be so arrogant. The representatives of the 12 peaks had already struck with their palms. Their aura was earth-shattering. Xie Bing did not care. He threw a seemingly casual punch, but it caused the air in front of him to explode. The fist and the palm collided, and the explosion was earth-shattering. The representatives of the 12 peaks fell to the ground, but Xie Bing did not move an inch. The other 11 peaks sucked in a breath of cold air. They had heard of the power of the Extinction Sect, but it was their first time seeing a disciple of the Extinction Sect in action. That violent realm was beyond their expectations. Everyone be careful. These people are not easy to deal with. Let's attack together. After a short moment of surprise, the other 11 peaks quickly came back to their senses. They did not retreat. Suddenly, they opened up a formation and surrounded Xie Bing's group of 6. Rumble. Shen Long joined the battle as well. He swung his saber in the air, signaling the start of a fierce battle. He knew how powerful Xie Bing was. He swung his saber at one of the disciples, causing the ground to explode. The disciple dodged awkwardly, but his body was cut open. Ants, let me show you what true strength is. Seeing his junior brother injured, Xie Bing was completely enraged. He swung his long sword, and the surroundings were instantly shrouded in sword aura. The expressions of the 12 peaks changed drastically. That sword was so powerful that it seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. They quickly channeled their inner chi to block it with all their might. However, even the 11 of them could not withstand the power of that sword. Rumble. Loud noises came from all directions in Hero City. The crowd that was watching the show had long disappeared. This show was life-threatening. Who dared to stay here for long? In the originally bustling Hero City, only Lin Bei, the girls, and the people from the phone group were left. The battle was too fierce. Lu Jie, Yun Zhe, and the others could not get close, so they guarded the girls as bodyguards. People from the 12 peaks were constantly sent flying. They fell from the sky like kites with broken strings. Shen Long forced himself to injure 2 White Warehouse sect disciples, but he was also hit by Xie Bing's palm several times. Shen Long and the 12 peaks, the strongest lineup in the secular world of Huaxia, could not withstand a single blow. It shocked everyone once again. Seeing that the battle was coming to an end, an angry roar from the 12 peaks was suddenly heard. You dare to violate the peace treaty, so I have the right to attack you. Elite team, open fire. The 12 peaks were completely enraged. They turned into black shadows and rushed out of the Hero City. Shen Long understood their intentions and quickly left with Lu Jie, Lin Bei, and the girls. In the huge Hero City, only Xie Bing and the others were left in a daze. A few of his junior brothers were still confused about the situation, but Xie Bing suddenly shouted, "These people can't win, so they're using technological weapons?" Martial arts in the secular world are indeed desolate. In front of true martial arts masters, what use is this scrap metal? Xie Bing's words woke everyone up. They looked at the few military vehicles on the ground and the fighter jets in the sky with indifferent expressions, as if these things were of no threat at all. Rumble. A muffled explosion rang out, and it caused Hero City to shake violently. Chapter 1317. The Extinction Sect signed a peace treaty with Huaxia not because of their conscience, but because they were afraid of Huaxia's fighter jets and cannons. However, Huaxia's martial arts world still existed, but in a secretive way. No matter what kind of existence it was mutually restricted by the Huaxia government. Even though the Extinction Sect was powerful, they still had to consider the power of advanced technology. It was just that Xie Bing and the others were young and frivolous, so they did not know the truth. The 4 juniors were shocked. The power of the cannonball from the tank was huge, comparable to a palm strike from a stage 1 true chi expert. Xie Bing did not have the time to care about Xie Fei, his eyes were cold. Boom. However, this was only the beginning. Dozens of cannonballs flew over, forming a dense black dot in the sky. Xie Fei was also afraid, and she said to Xie Bing coquettishly, "Senior, Junior is so scared, let's retreat." "Retreat my ass, just a few pieces of scrap metal and you're so scared? Kill your way over and destroy those broken things." The expressions of the 12 peaks changed, and they quickly ordered to increase the firepower. "Senior Xie Bing, if we don't leave now, it'll be too late." The other 2 began to persuade him again. "A bunch of trash, go to hell." Xie Bing finally found the time, and his sword pierced through the void. The 12 peaks were anxious, and the dragon god and the others had already rushed to stop Xie Bing. At this time, The roar in the air approached, and several fighter jets flew over, locking onto Xie Bing and launching a fierce attack. Bullets fell like rain, and there was a milky white true chi barrier around Xie Bing. The bullets hit the barrier and caused a ripple, but they all fell around Xie Bing's body. Boom! Cannonballs landed one after another, and loud sounds came one after another. This wave of attack caught them off guard, and another 2 disciples fainted on the ground. Senior Xie Bing, we can't fight anymore. The 4 juniors are already injured, and the 2 of us can't beat them. She finally saw the power of advanced technology in Huaxia. No wonder the Extinction sect would sign a peace agreement with the Huaxia government. She had heard the elders of the sect talk about the power of today's technology, but Xie Fei and the other disciples were young and arrogant, so they did not take it seriously. Now, they were regretting it. Just you wait. How dare you bully the people of the Extinction sect? I'll gather the disciples of the other sects who have come out of seclusion to annihilate all of you. Xie Fei stood dumbfounded on the ground, watching Xie Bing abandon her and run away. Her lungs were about to explode. Seeing that the other 2 disciples were unconscious and that only one woman was left panicking, the representatives of the 12 upper peaks stopped their attacks. The scene of gunfire finally came to a stop. Divine Dragon, is it time for the Extinction sect to come out of seclusion, which only happens once every decade? The representatives of the 12 upper peaks looked at the Divine Dragon with a solemn expression. According to past practice, the Extinction sect would have a large number of disciples come out of seclusion every 10 to 20 years. Every time they came out, they would cause a huge commotion in the secular world. Don't kill me. I admit my mistake. You can punish me however you want. The woman's clothes were barely covering her body. The Divine Dragon and the others turned their heads away and did not dare to look at her. The representative from the 12 peaks waved his hand and gave the order, capture those 5 people first and wait for the higher-ups' arrangements. The 12 upper peaks had already left, leaving the elite team behind to guard Hero City with the Dragon God. Chapter 13-18. Qin Feng, we can't go any further. There are spirit beasts in the deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain. Even with my current realm, I can't control them. Qiao Shishir held Qin Feng's arm tightly and leaned into his embrace. Not long ago, Qin Feng brought her into the deeper region, and the 2 of them ventured further into the deeper region. They had no idea where they were now. The deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain had undergone a drastic change. The trees inside were strangely thick, and the branches were twisted and twisted like tree spirits. The grass was dense, and the surroundings were cold and gloomy. From time to time, the roars of beasts could be heard. An ordinary person would be scared to death in such an environment. Qin Feng was a little worried, but he still dragged Qiao Shishir deeper into the forest. Shishir, that old man from the Spirit Beast sect will not give up. He must be waiting for us at the exit. We will be in grave danger if we go out now. Why don't we go into the deeper region and see what's going on? Qiao Shishir was an Emperor Realm Spirit Beast Master, and Qin Feng had the Blood Devil armor that could control the minds of the beasts. He was more inclined to explore the deeper region. Moreover, Qin Feng couldn't help but recall that his biological father was a beast king. Qin Feng had an inexplicable feeling that the deeper region of Spirit Beast Mountain was hiding a huge secret. Qiao Shishir gradually calmed down. She agreed with Qin Feng's analysis. Since they were going to die either way, they might as well die in the deeper region. The 2 of them continued to explore the path. After walking for a long time, Qiao Shishir exclaimed, "Qin Feng, look! Well, what is that?" Qin Feng's eyes lit up when he saw the clear spring in front of him. The deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain was overgrown with trees and leaves that covered the sky. Regardless of whether it was day or night, it was always a quiet and gloomy night. Dozens of meters in front of the 2 of them, there was a clear spring. It was as if moonlight was sprinkling down, shrouding the hazy and cold atmosphere. Qiao Shishir hadn't taken a sip of water for the entire afternoon, and there were dust and bloodstains on her body. The clear spring in the middle of the forest was as exciting as a freshwater lake in the desert. Qiao Shishir sprinted toward the spring with joy. Wow! This clear spring water is so clean, without any impurities at all, and it even gives me a refreshing feeling. All my fatigue has disappeared. Qiao Shishir was like a cheerful little deer, running around the edge of the spring. Qin Feng had also caught up to her, and the light in his eyes grew brighter. Shishir, the spiritual qi in this spring is so rich. It's even richer than the immortal ascension cave in the hero city of the Wulin. Although Qiao Shishir was a spirit beastmaster, her martial cultivation realm was not high, so she did not have a strong perception of the spiritual energy. However, Qin Feng's eyes widened. This was the first time he had encountered such rich spiritual energy since he started cultivating. Master, you're going to be rich. How is this an ordinary spring? This is a spiritual spring. Little Pig's cry of surprise rang out in Qin Feng's mind. He stared blankly at the clear spring that was as big as a basketball court, and was so excited that he almost cried out. With such a huge spirit spring, if one were to use it for cultivation, who knew what realm one would be able to reach? Qin Feng, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with the spring water? Qiao Shishir could see the joy in Qin Feng's eyes, but she did not understand his thoughts. Qin Feng was so excited that he pulled Qiao Shishir into his arms and planted a kiss on her forehead. Shishir, this is a spirit spring, and the spiritual qi in the spring water surges. If I use all of it to cultivate, I'll be able to reach a breakthrough in no time. Then, I'll kill my way back to avenge you and save your second uncle. Qiao Shishir was also stunned. She and Qin Feng were forced to run away, but it was a blessing in disguise. Really? Then hurry up and cultivate. I'll protect you. Qiao Shishir became even more excited, and she jumped up and down like a little girl. Qin Feng quickly sat cross-legged by the lake and scooped up some of the spirit spring water. However, as soon as the spirit spring water left the pool, it suddenly disappeared. The spiritual qi also disappeared, and Qin Feng felt a pang of pain in his heart. Little Pig, what's going on? Master, the spirit spring water is born from the spiritual root, so there must be a spiritual spring under this land. You can only cultivate by sitting here and drinking the spirit spring water. If the spirit spring water leaves the spiritual spring water, the spiritual qi in it will suddenly disappear. Little Pig's explanation made Qin Feng feel slightly dejected. He had planned to store the entire spiritual spring in the Emerald Spirit Ring, and then find a slightly safer place to cultivate. In this way, he could only wait by the side of the spiritual spring to make a breakthrough. However, this area was already in the depths of the deep layer, and danger lurked everywhere. Demonic beasts or spiritual beasts could jump out at any time. What's wrong, Qin Feng? Qiao Shishir noticed something was wrong. Just as Qin Feng was about to explain, his expression suddenly changed. He pushed Qiao Shishir to the ground, and she screamed in fear. She thought Qin Feng was going to do something to her. Suddenly, a black shadow flew over their heads. Qiao Shishir saw it clearly. It was a strange beast. It looked like a bat, but it was as big as a rhinoceros. Qin Feng leaped up and looked behind him. The giant bat's body was jet black, and it had a protruding mouth and monkey-like cheeks. It looked extremely ugly. It had a pair of fleshy wings on its back, and when it breathed, it exuded a thick black mist that carried the smell of rotting corpses. Master, be careful. This is a rank 3 demonic beast, a giant blood bat. I didn't expect to see this kind of beast in the Devil Beast Mountain. Little Pig's tone was very solemn, as if he was facing a formidable enemy. Qin Feng was already on guard. This giant blood bat gave him the feeling that he was facing a verdant sect heretic cultivator. The giant blood bat landed on the ground and leaped up again. Its fleshy wings fluttered lightly, and in a flash, it had flown more than 10 meters above Qin Feng's head. Qin Feng, be careful. Qiao Shishir was scared out of her wits. Qin Feng didn't dare to be careless. He swung his saber at the giant blood bat. The golden phoenix shone with a dazzling golden light in the dark, and a solidified saber aura surged toward the giant blood bat. The giant blood bat didn't dodge. It used its sharp front claws to pounce on the saber aura. When the claws collided with the saber aura, a loud metallic sound rang out. Qin Feng's golden phoenix saber was extremely powerful, but it only managed to push the giant blood bat back a few steps. The rank 3 demon beast roared into the sky, and the black fog around its body became even denser. In an instant, it was impossible to see anything within half a meter. Qin Feng, where are you? Are you okay? Xiao Shishir cried in panic. Qin Feng was wearing a night vision goggles. He leaped to Xiao Shishir's side and carried her to the top of a tree. Shishir, stay here. I'm going to deal with that monster. Before Xiao Shishir could say anything, Qin Feng turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the night sky. He stepped on the golden wheels and swung the saber in his hand. The air exploded, and the violent saber aura cut down a row of towering trees. Bang, bang, bang. The giant blood bat seemed to be lacking in intelligence. It took Qin Feng's attacks head-on every time. However, its body's defense was astonishing. It was as if its body was made of solid rock. Qin Feng slashed at it more than 10 times, but not a single wound appeared on it. The giant blood bat's roars grew louder, and its black eyes turned blood red. It flapped its meaty wings and soared through the forest like a specter. It was as fast as a fighter jet, and wherever it went, it created a strong gust of wind. Boom! A violent gust of air exploded behind Qin Feng. Unbeknownst to him, the giant blood bat had arrived behind him. Its sharp front claws slashed down violently, tearing through the air. It slammed into Qin Feng's back and instantly sent him flying to the ground. The ground exploded, and Qin Feng was dizzy from the impact. The strength of this third-order demonic beast was extremely ferocious. It was as if a fighter jet had crashed into him at high speed. The forest was shrouded in black mist, and Xiao Shishir was restless on top of a tree. She couldn't see the battle clearly, and every time she heard a loud noise, her heart would race. Buzz! A strange energy wave suddenly rippled out. Xiao Shishir's injuries hadn't healed, and she was mentally exhausted. She gritted her teeth and tried to control the rank 3 demonic beast's will, but she couldn't. Qin Feng jumped up as soon as he fell to the ground. The giant blood bat didn't give him a chance to catch his breath. He was severely injured in the battle with the spirit beast sect, so how could he defeat the giant blood bat? Stab, stab, stab. Feeling the sudden gust of wind behind him, Qin Feng quickly turned around and struck with his spear. The rainbow demon storm spear was extremely powerful, and it instantly condensed into thousands of red spear rays. Heaven and earth trembled, and the rainbow demon storm spear was pushed back dozens of meters. A gash finally appeared on the giant blood bat's body, but it wasn't blood that flowed out. Instead, it was a black mist that condensed into a liquid. The giant blood bat roared angrily and attacked again, ignoring the injuries on its body. Qin Feng was exhausted. Although the rainbow demon storm spear was powerful, it required a lot of true energy to activate. With Qin Feng's current condition, he could only use the spear 3 more times. Stab. 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 Qin Feng didn't have a choice. Facing the giant blood bat that was charging at him like a cannonball, he swung his spear again. Thousands of red sword rays whistled and surged, stabbing the giant blood bat until it shrieked. Rumble! The instant Qin Feng repelled the giant blood bat again, he willed something around him to explode. 5 clouds of black mist suddenly surged. They were the psyche of the 5 kings of Verdant sect. The 5 of them flew toward the giant blood bat like phantoms. Suddenly, the black mist condensed into black water droplets. A loud explosion sounded in the midst of the black mist, and several fireballs soared into the sky, burning the giant blood bat and causing it to shriek miserably. Bang! 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 Not long after, another muffled explosion sounded. One of the psyche of the 5 kings of Verdant sect was smashed by the giant blood bat, and the psyche disappeared in an instant. A black shadow leaped and attacked Qin Feng. The rank 3 demonic beast was thoroughly enraged. It opened its bloody mouth and let out an ear-piercing screech. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.